Hello everyone, welcome to the prequel, the first prequel for Unsung Fury, with our first character, which is going to be played by Eric Vulgaris. How are you doing, Eric?
Hey Maggie, hey chat, hey Frank. Hi everybody, I'm Eric Vulgaris. I'm super excited to be here. I get to play an Imperium member today, which is awesome. I'm so excited. I'm so hyped for this.
Yay. I have been wanting to play Wrath and Glory for a really long time, so thank you to Control Alt Frank so much for deciding to take this journey with me. And this is how Unsung Fury came to be. So hopefully you all enjoy what we have in store for you. Just to get some quick things out of the way, if you want to help support the stream, obviously the best way to do it is to subscribe to twitch.tv/MargaretCrone. All of that money is getting paid, is going to help pay for the cast members, so help support them, yay. And you get some cool emotes in return, as well as on our Discord. We also have a channel there where you can talk about spoilers. There's already an Unsung Fury channel over there where you can join in and have conversations about spoilery things. And also we have a ton of other great channels over there with an amazing community of gamers who, oh my gosh, they're awesome people. So if you want to join up with that, that would be super duper welcomed. But I think that's all kind of I got on my end. The only other thing is if you want to retweet that we're live, there's a retweet tweet in the chat if you want to click that and retweet it, as well as there's a Facebook post over on Margaret Crone as well. And the video for this will be up tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. So that will be Wednesdays at 8 a.m. PDT. They should be live pending if YouTube messes up or Twitch messes up, but otherwise the video should be up and live. So if you miss it and you're not a sub, you can still watch it over there. So I think that's all I got. I'm going to toss it over to Frank, and I get to listen to the journey for this one and be kind of a viewer. So have a good stream, guys.
Hello, everybody. As you might know, I am Frank, or Control Alt Frank. I'm going to be the Game Master, or as I like to say, War Master, because, well, in the 41st millennia, there is only war. Joining me today, as Margie, as Margaret pointed out, is Eric. Eric, who are you playing?
Yeah, everybody, I'm playing GIUILDO'S Stern. The extra I is silent. I am playing an Imperial Guardsman hailing from the planet of Catachan. For those who don't know, just think of Predator. I'm pretty much just straight out of a wretched, feral world of death, literally called a death world, where only the strongest survive. And a formidable guardsman troop is formed from this planet who serve the Imperium with pride and honor, and I am proud to be among them.
Yes, and I am proud to assist in slaughtering them.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Now let's take a quick look and jump into things.
Mm-hmm.
Now, to explain the setting a little bit to everyone, at the end of the 41st millennia, Abaddon launched his 13th Black Crusade, which Eric might know a little bit about.
Yeah.
It was aimed at the fortress world of Cadia, a fortress world that had stood for 11,000 years against chaos. Now, Eric, what was above the planet of Cadia that was so dangerous?
I mean,
quiz time.
What isn't dangerous above Cadia? I mean, besides Abaddon's fleet?
Yes.
I mean, the Star, what is it called? Star Fortress? Is that what it's called?
The Blackstone Fortress.
Yeah, the Blackstone Fortress.
Oh. Thank you. Sorry, I didn't mean to throw a quiz at you so suddenly.
I got a C. That's fine.
The Eye of Terror lays above the fortress world of Cadia, which is a tear in the material world where the immaterium begins and spills out chaos, which is literally exactly what it sounds like. Demons, heretics, traitors, anything you can imagine. Abominations galore.
If I may, Frank?
Yes.
If you're having trouble imagining it, think of the horrible flash parts of Event Horizon. That's basically the warp and chaos.
Fun fact, Event Horizon may have actually been a 40K movie.
Yeah. That's my headcanon too.
I mean, the director kind of said so.
Oh,
He said that was heavily inspired by a tabletop game. So, but if you've ever seen Event Horizon, good movie, very 40K like. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, so let's jump into things.
Sure.
All right, so Cadia has fallen. The fortress world that has stood for so long against the forces of chaos has been shattered as a blackstone fortress, which is a massive, moon-sized fortress, crashed into it and shattered the planet. A little overkill, however. Turns out, if you're a chaos worshiper, chances are you're a big sore loser and a big baby. I'm a Imperial Guardsman fan myself, so I'm a little biased.
I'm a chaos player, so it's your.
So we're just switching sides.
Yeah.
Now, despite the planet being shattered into millions of pieces, basically forming its own asteroid belt now, despite that, flashes of red lasgun fire easily be seen from orbit as the guardsmen who fought on the planet, these billions of normal soldiers, continued to fight, even though the world they were standing on was no longer there. Gildo, you were lucky. Your fire team was actually evacuated before the Blackstone Fortress crashed into the planet. A admiral with a fairly disabled ship, as she went up against a battleship, basically, was able to send out a warning signal before the Blackstone Fortress crashed into the planet, calling for all guardsmen and all Imperial forces to evacuate the planet, because she saw that the forces of chaos were going to crash this disabled fortress. Unfortunately, the ship that you were on, which was a mere cargo shuttle, was only able to make it to one of Cadia's many star fortresses, which orbit the planet. Basically, it's a massive cathedral-looking metallic building just floating in space. You have been fighting on there for what feels like weeks. Supplies are running low, along with probably your patience, I'd assume.
Yeah.
Multiple chaos incursions have occurred on this Star Fortress.
Sure.
The Star Fortress itself, it's one of the smaller ones, which is probably why it's been overlooked and not outright destroyed.
Sure. Let me ask you a question. Okay, real quick. Is this the fortress where, like, was there like fifth column chaos members here? Or was it, people who rose up and turncoated Traitor Guard? Or was this sort of just like, another level of the invasion?
So a little bit of both. So the fortress you're on was a basically a defense platform, to put into more logical terms. Like you pointed out, yeah, a lot of the people on Cadia before the battle turns traitor for some reason, the cowards. You have been fighting renegade forces who are both crew of this starbase, as well as new forces and reinforcements for these renegades and traitors. How do you feel about renegades and traitors?
They are worse than the actual forces of chaos coming from, coming with Abaddon. The liars and duplicitous traitors among the steppes who swore oaths, still living, they're the worst, and they get the worst of it.
That's right.
Cowards, all of them.
I don't like traitors either, especially Trader Joe's.
Yeah.
It's the worst.
I've never heard that joke.
I'm going to use that joke for more often. All right. Now, of the members who came with you,
Mhm.
who are they and who are you?
Sure. So I am no one of particular import in terms of my division of Catachan warriors, but with Guildo'S Stern, you have Rosie Prance, you have Ham, who's sort of maybe like the sergeant of us all. We have a couple others who didn't make it. But yeah, I think mostly right now it's, you know, the small little fire team here is Ham and Rosie and myself. How's that sound?
I love that the sergeant's name, it's Sergeant Ham.
Yeah.
Does he, by any chance, go ham?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
In fact, he invented that expression.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me. Catachan are very inventive people.
We have
Now,
to be.
Your group in particular, how have you been surviving on this defense platform?
Sure. So we are surviving. We have... Okay. I think for the most part, this defense platform uses... Yeah, I think we're doing that thing where we're like in the vents and stuff. Crawling through the vents. We know that if we can make it to sort of like the outskirts of the CDC, or like, the kind of like the holdout of the battle station, that the commissar or whoever's in charge of here is still committing their defense, and that's sort of going to be the last line of rallying. So if we can get there, before the traders do, we can hold out and have our last stand. We all know that we're not getting off of this, so we all know that we're going to try to kill as many people as possible before we're taken out. So we're all have this sort of very grim resolve.
So, the resolve of the Catachan.
Yes.
Perfect. So, now, let's see. There's a lot of chaos forces here. How do you know the commissar himself is not also a traitor? Has anyone in your group brought that up?
Ooh, I think Rosie did, and I think Ham shot him down immediately.
By any chance, because I looked at chat, is there a Corporal Bacon?
Yeah, Corporal Bacon's with us, but they're wounded. They hurt real bad.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
They need a Medicae.
I mean, are there any Medicaes or anybody with that skill in your party?
No, I think it's not that we don't have the skill for it. I think it's that he's too grievously wounded and too gosh darn stubborn to admit it. And it's just going to just make it with us to the end. He knows it's mortal. And nevertheless, he's gonna march on.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Like a gut shot by like Laz or Laz Blast or something like that. So it's gonna be painful.
Ugh. So it's already cauterized. Probably smells like bacon.
Yeah. You probably already made that joke.
Yeah, smells like bacon. Let's see, he's just holding his burnt guts in his stomach. All right. So, you guys are going through service tunnels and vents to get to the center of this
winding snake-like
wine.
Yeah, for sure. Right. Serpentine citadel.
I like it. So, now, the walls around you are very drab, very clearly uniformed.
Yeah.
Every 20 feet, there's an exit to a vent. And 20 feet after that, there's another exit to another vent. And it just keeps interchanging. The metal itself is clearly just cheap gunmetal. It's probably SRAM steel or the like.
Yeah.
That's probably forged on Cadia itself. However, this is the internal. It's clearly unarmored. We are John. What's his name? John McClane.
Yeah, we're Die Hard.
Got his name.
Exactly. That's you got the reference. Yeah, that's exactly what we're doing. Nakatomi Citadel, right here.
Yes. Oh, well, guess what the name of the fortress is?
Yeah.
Defense
Fortress. Yeah, say it.
No, it's yours now. You get to say it.
I mean, it's Defense Platform Nakatomi. Yeah, we don't have shoes.
Nice. Well, you're a Katachan. You shouldn't wear shoes.
Exactly.
So you should wear boots. All right. So, even though this is a very uniform and clearly prefabricated base, pretty much everything on this base that you have seen has been prefabricated in a modular form, where clearly someone in the administratum was just playing Legos with it. It's like, oh, but this here. However, it's been a few weeks since it's been actually taken care of. Just on the corners of the metal, you can see the red-orange of rust seeping in. The air itself is heavy and humid.
Sure.
Clearly unnatural. You constantly have this sense of unease. Has anybody been able to contact anyone outside your group?
Ooh, I feel like we've gotten sparse things on the Vox casting. For the most part, the corrupt guardsmen have been doing their best to jam communications, so we get things intermittently.
Now,
it's mostly just full of other squads asking for support, being surrounded, that kind of stuff.
And are these other squads within the defense platform itself?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Right. You know, this is squad member Igor. You know, we were pinned on second floor. You know, that kind of stuff. Right, coming in through like the Voxes and stuff, and you know, we can't respond. Like that thing's probably shot. All we can do is listen. You know, so we basically just keep it off at this point because it's not really useful. You know?
Excellent. So no communications with
Kraken it goes off.
Now, Sergeant Bacon turns to you.
Yeah.
He looks you up and down real quick.
What is it, Bacon?
He puts his hand to his lip. Gives you a hand signal.
Yeah.
Clearly pointing, hey.
Yeah.
Heard something that way. Military hand signal. I don't know any, so.
Tell me, but it's communicated through hand signals, right?
Yes. Yeah. So he puts his hand to his lip, gives you a quick check that corner.
Right. I'm on point, so I guess I'm gonna need to look. You know, I'm like hold as I like sneak forward and put my head around, just enough to get a. You know, am I going closer to like the heat and stuff like that and stench as you describe it, or
no? The stench and the feeling of humidity is
pervasive
at the moment just all around you,
right?
And it feels like it's been kind of growing. Actually, roll me a check for that.
Sure. Is it like insight or something?
Let's see. I'm seeing which one. You don't have any of the technology checks, do you?
No, my technology is my boot knife. I make my own technology, son. Me?
Yes,
technology. Yeah.
This is my technology. It's made in a fire.
Is it investigation then?
Just
but
insight.
Like maybe like penalize or something. Okay, insight. Okay, I roll insight. I'm not very good at it.
I mean, that's okay. I'm not good with most things. Okay.
It's not too bad actually.
Though you did roll a complication.
Yeah, let's talk about that, right?
Luckily, I don't think complications really count for a skill check like this.
Okay. If you say so. If you want to take it easy on me, that's
for this one, I am. Just for this roll, because our first roll can't have a crit fail unless. Do you want it to be?
It's not a crit
fail. You pass.
It's not a crit fail, but like something bad happens while this happens. You know, yeah. I succeed. Something bad happens too.
Okay.
What is it?
Well,
is it like Ham can't go any further, or is it like, you know?
Well, I'm going to tell you
something's tracking us.
What's happening, and then you tell me.
Okay, sure.
The bad thing. So
Yeah.
you're able to basically tell none of the fans have been moving in the vents that you've been in.
Yeah, of course.
That's very unusual. There's no air filtration at the moment anywhere on this defense platform.
Right.
So you don't have that wonderful, nice breeze going by you at the moment. Now, because you've noticed this, what else happened?
Well, I feel like the obvious thing is that there are countermeasures to make sure that whoever stopped it remains stopped. I imagine maybe like a servitor in league with, corrupted by chaos to make sure no one's going through the vents is up. Or maybe something like, it could be a patrol below us, just like walking forward through.
I like actually, I like all of them, but I'm going to.
Or could be something's wrong with ham. Yeah. Or
ham.
Yeah. Or bacon. Yeah. Someone's hiding a wound, or
They're vampires. They're hiding the bite.
Mm-hmm.
Or is it zombies? I don't remember which.
Those are poxwalkers. We're not here yet.
Oh, you're right. Yet. So, yeah, somebody is, whether your character knows this or not, whether anybody in your group has suggested this, somebody has hit the kill switch on the ventilation system in the entire defense platform itself.
Yeah.
So there's no new oxygen being created. So where it's always recycled, and you get this wonderful airplane smell of just recycled plastic smelling air all the time, because everyone loves flying on an airplane. Instead, you just get this heavy, wet, just air that's slowly running out of oxygen.
Yeah. Well, if the defense forces, I'm going to retain hope. I know that it's a lost cause, but I also know that we need to, we have to have the best cause. And if we're going to win, we're going to have to get these air vents online. We're going to have to get the air filtration going. So, I imagine there's some sort of like fork or something like that in the vents. And one way is to like the CDC and stuff. And I feel like Ham was the one who brought it up, but I'm going to let the group kind of know, right? Listen, if we're going to get through this, we're going to need to get those air filtrations on.
So as you speak,
the CDC's that way, or we can go straight. Whichever way you wanted to go. But I'm going to the filtration.
Look, whoever damaged the air filtration, clearly they have control of it. And he nods towards Bacon. This is Ham speaking.
Yeah.
We need to regather our supplies, set traps on the way, kill as many of these bastards as we can, and rally up. Then we push back. Who knows? And he kind of gives you like a smile, but he doesn't have any like upper teeth.
Yeah. Does that sound to me like the safe approach? Like that sounds like we should take it easy and be strategic about this instead of being like, we need to get in there, fast and strong. Is that what I'm hearing, right? Like that's what they're projecting, right?
Yeah, so Ham is giving you the, hey,
we should
no, there's a commissar over here, which is very strange for a Catachan.
Yeah.
To be like, hey, there's a commissar over there. For anybody that doesn't know about Catachans, their commissars tend to die.
Yeah.
For some reason. A lot. Strange. But yeah, he's actually suggesting the non-guns blazing way.
Ham, the commissar's not going to save us. We have to save the commissar if we're gonna win. We gotta get down there and touch down in those air filtration systems.
Now, what is Gildo wearing at the moment?
Literally this, like literally just like the white beater, or like green olive under armor. Maybe like there's a bit of ceramic armor plate still on them, right? But for the most part, right now they just got their rifle, which is like basically dead. You know, who knows how many shots he has left in it. For the most part, though, he has his knife out, right?
I mean, the ballad of a Imperial Guardsman, fixed bayonets.
Yeah. Well, this time it's the Katachan knife, though.
I mean, so just to give everyone a picture real quick.
Yeah.
What is a Katachan knife?
It's a sword.
It's a sword.
I don't have an appropriate description, but it's
knife.
Like,
Katachan knife.
Yeah.
Just goes off the camera.
Yeah. It's like the size of a scything talon of a Tyranid warrior. Like it's just this gnarly giant knife that you just keep in your backpack. You know, it's basically like a super machete. It's not like a chain or anything like that. It's just like a really sharp machete-like knife.
Excellent. Now, as you approach this T intersection in the air ducts themselves,
Sure.
The air ducts themselves are about 5 to 6 feet tall. So you're a Katachan, which means you're very muscular and kind of have to hunch down because despite being born and raised on a death world with gravity that is, I think, around 2 times as heavy as Earth, you're still pretty tall.
Yeah.
Like, all Katachan are, for whatever reason, large.
Yeah.
Instead of squats. Doesn't make sense to me, but hey, I'm not the writer of 40K.
We're built of sterner stuff.
True. So as you reach this T intersection, roll me a quick perception check.
Sure. I mean, there's a lot going on all the time. I imagine the residual sounds of shots and gunfire, fire and crack grenades going off. You said perception, right?
Yes, which I actually don't think there is a perception. No, awareness. Sorry. Yeah. I said the wrong one.
I was going to make sure. I was like, awareness or investigation? But awareness, no modifiers, right? Oh, no. All right. This is a prequel. You can't kill me.
Oh, you say that.
Right.
All right.
I know. I feel so bad when you're... Yeah. By the way, can you let people know, what that star means?
So, the star, the way that Wrath and Glory works, by the way, for everyone listening, it's based on a D6 system, so which is just a 6-sided die, which means everyone can play. You roll an extra die every time you make any type of roll, and that's called the Wrath die. If you land on 2, 3, 4, or 5, nothing happens. If you roll on a 6, not only do you kind of do something awesome, well, you do something awesome. And that could be for, hey, something narrative good happens. Or, if you're in combat, it is basically a critical hit. Or like, hey, if I hit this guy, I blew off his arm. Or something along those lines. Now, if you roll a 1, these are called complications. The complications themselves, exactly how it sounds. What happens, Gildo?
I think the obvious thing would be blaster fire shoots through the vents.
Perfect. That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah. As cultists / traitor guardsmen heard our discussions about the commissar.
Yes. So, to your right, in the direction of where the ventilation, the ventilation controls are for the life support, basically. You hear quickly, just muffled thoughts up ahead. Now, do you have any flashlights or anything on at the moment?
How we never described how the light situation.
It's
like-
still visible. It's just fairly dim. The lights themselves are fluorescent, just low light to make sure no one accidentally blinds themselves like I do all the time. Look at this.
No, I think we know that we need to be quiet and stealthy.
So you don't hear any footsteps or the like. However, you do hear someone clearly saying, "Sounds up ahead."
Contextually, what do I know about that? That's bad. I mean, obviously it's bad, but
Is it? Who knows?
you're saying what's up ahead?
Somebody down the corridor
Yeah.
said, "Sounds up ahead."
Oh, sounds. Okay, I thought you were saying a proper name, like Thrawn's up ahead or something like that.
Oh man.
Okay. Yeah.
Wait, Star Wars fan?
yeah, that's all. I got a little bit confused for a second. But yeah, sounds up ahead. Right.
Sorry, I did muffle my voice.
So nobody shot at us yet. Yeah.
Not yet.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna get close to event then and ready to take them down.
Okay.
Unless my squad says otherwise.
Do you signal to your squad?
Yeah, I say them to hold as I like get close and do that on a really awkward position of holding the las rifle. I look at the battery and like hit it a couple times and you can see the little like juice meter go up a little bit. It's not too great. Yeah.
All right. Well, since you're peering around the corner, I want you to make are you trying to be stealthy about it?
Absolutely.
All right. I think we know what type of check that would be then. Roll me a quick stealth check.
5.
All right. Perfect. And
no complication.
All right. So
Finally.
you pass by 2. One thing that you can do in this game, when you roll, or for everyone listening, when you roll a 4 or 5, it counts as 1 point. Whenever you roll a 6, it counts as 2 points, and it's called a exalted die. Now, if you roll multiple exalted dies, or you have enough points to beat the challenge, you can move 1 6 into something else.
Yeah.
And that something else could be either information, but more information, better information, or you did your task quicker, or along those lines.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to shift your exalted dice, or would you like to put it into your glory pool?
That's a really good question. I think I want to shift him this time because I have a picture in mind that I want to accomplish.
Okay. Now, what would you like to get from this shifted dice then?
This is my goal, and I know this is outside the scope of the stealth roll, but I want this to give me an additional die or something to set up in order to accomplish what I want to do. So at this moment, I want to do the thing where there's 2 guardsmen, right? You said they're going down the hallway.
Yeah. Right. There's at least, from what you can tell, at least 2 people.
Okay. The idea that I want to do to drop on these people, because I want to drop an attack, is I want to come through the vent and get my thighs behind in the guy's head and thigh lock the guy and choke him out with my thighs. And ideally what happens is that the other guard tries to shoot and is going to shoot the guard that I have thigh locked as I move over and make sure he shoots them. That's sort of going to be the goal.
I
of
like
what
it.
I want to do.
I'm going to say that you're going to shift that die into doing your stealth task better.
Sure. Okay.
That way, so they're not going to notice you.
Yeah.
Now, you are in the air ducts, basically.
Yeah.
And you want to drop down on them?
Exactly. Crash through it. The panel falls down and I just drop down on his shoulders, which can't really support me as I hold him down and he's trying to get me off, and then hopefully the other guy shoots, right? He's trying to breathe, and that's when he gets shot by the las rifle.
I like it. All right. In that case, I just realized that I'm talking to one of my students, because I always respond with "I like it" to my students whenever they're telling me something. It's cool, I like it. All right. I want you to make a athletics check as you drop down and make this attack.
Yeah,
and
makes
then
sense to me.
you can totally make an attack.
7.
Yeah, you pass. You also rolled another exalted die. Also,
I'll pass that to my glory. But at this moment, then I'm not sure what kind of attack. I feel like the point here is that like while I guess it's gonna be like a sword attack, like it's my knife.
all right.
I really think that fictionally it would be cooler if the other guy ends up shooting him. You know.
I mean, I will totally let you narratively have that happen.
Right. So then I do attack. Do I get a bonus to this because of my athletics? No, I passed. I shifted the success.
Yeah.
Right.
So you shift that into glory. I'm going to say no bonus because this is just to see how well you've dropped down onto him. And you passed.
Right.
All right. So you're going to stab this unknown soldier.
Mm-hmm.
I would like a attack roll. He has a defense of 2. Man, you are murdering him. Also, you rolled a wrath.
Nice.
All right. Roll your damage. I think you don't.
I mean, I pretty securely kill this guy, right?
Pretty sure you kill him, but roll your damage anyways.
How much of that can I shift to damage?
So you can roll one of your exalted dice into an extra damage dice because you rolled 2 6s. You have a total of 7, which means he has a defense of 2.
Right.
You could actually shift. You can only shift 1 into damage, and then you can shift another into glory.
All right, that's what I'm doing.
All right.
I get 1 bonus die of damage, so I'm going to roll damage for 2.
Man. So that's 7 plus 2 damage. I mean, yeah, he's dead.
Yeah, I was going to say my base damage. Yeah, 7. So yeah.
Right.
I
want to check his health real quick. See what negative number he's at. But as you do that, explain to me how you kill him.
Right. So it's how I described. They're like, and their guards are kind of like looking around, and then all of a sudden from above, because no one looks above in the movies, the panel of the vent drops down, falls out. There's a quick shot of just a shadow of the guardsman looking ahead in eyes in horror as just thighs go over his head. And I just clamp down on him, and he's like, and like the other guard just begins shooting fire, and he's not very good because this is happening. So you see them for a moment that the shots go into the wall, and then like 3 of them go into the chest of his friend, and then just like slumps down, and I get up.
Nice.
And so now I'm in front of that guy, and he clicked his gun, and it went like, it was empty, and so he's like frantically trying to get a new clip, and I'm like.
Now, just like in every other type of tabletop game, that was a surprise round. They knew you were around. They didn't know where you were. They unfortunately did not roll very well on their perception or awareness. Kind of just like you. Which is why now you notice.
I'm basically a gene stealer coming from the fence this time.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Space Hulk, but instead of gene stealers, it's Catachans.
Yeah, that's basically what's going on right now.
More terrifying.
Yeah, I know. That's exactly why I chose this.
So, as this guy is unloading his las gun into his friend, you hear, and he looks at his gun and then looks at you, as it is your turn once again, because we are at the top of initiative. A surprise round, of course, is you got the drop on them before combat. In Wrath and Glory, for once again everyone listening, the rounds themselves it always starts with the player unless the players are ambushed or I steal initiative, which I can do using things called rune points, which are wonderful little game of master points that I can use to torture and murder horribly the players. Mm-hmm. However, I'm not really going to use them just yet.
Okay.
Yet.
Makes sense.
Right. However, as you drop down onto this guy, his friend's going to go, tss, looks down. You look at them. And I do say them because there are 3 more cultists in front of you. They themselves are wearing ragged uniforms. They are clearly Cadian traders.
Yeah.
Maybe not from the planet of Cadia itself, however, clearly stationed on this defense platform. They're not wearing their ceramic armor or anything like that. They're wearing just drab brown canvas uniforms.
Right. Well, all the more easier to slice and dice with.
Yes.
I'm getting in close combat with these.
Oh, you are already
Yeah.
in melee range. You drop down on them.
Yeah. I draw my this time I do draw my knife after that happens, right? And I want to see the look in their eyes as I take their life from them.
All right.
These horrible traitors, and I want to show them the power of the Imperial Guard and what it means to be on the right side.
And I'm going to make a roll before that.
Sure.
If I can spell it right. All right. Good. You make it.
Okay.
I rolled a resolve check to see if they would run away.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense.
All right.
Okay.
So make your attack since you are clearly within melee range of them after ambushing them.
Yep. Okay. I got my knife. Oh, okay.
You do hit him. He has a defensive. The next one has a defensive 3. So you do just hit him with a 3.
Okay, so I can't shift anything. So then I'm just going to damage. Oh my god.
Exactly 7. I mean, it's okay.
Yeah.
Let me check your sheet real quick.
I did have a bonus to the die, but it turned out it didn't matter.
It didn't enter the bonus die?
No, I left the additional bonus left in the modifier from the previous round.
Yeah, because for Wrath and Glory, for once again everyone listening, the damage output, while you do get bonus dice and the like, it has a base damage. And just like with the score system when doing skill checks, you can do extra damage by 1 point if you do if you roll a 4 or 5, and you get 2 extra damage if you roll a 6. We do have the Wrath dice in here as well, so if you roll a 6 or a 1, a good thing or an even better thing will happen. I like combat complications, they're funny.
Me too.
All right, so you do actually still hurt this guy with your 7. However, you only wound him. He's not down completely as of yet.
Yeah.
But
sure, that was
your attack.
I intentionally. Well, that was all planned. I didn't want to kill him immediately. I'm going to make him suffer and make him watch as I kill his friends.
I'm going to say that you actually made a interaction attack, and I want you to roll Intimidate.
Okay. Yeah. And in fact, I probably say something like that, like, "Now I could have killed him, but I didn't. I wanted him to watch as I kill and gut both of you."
Taking that roll right
Traitors.
now. You're not allowed to have that intimidation roll. Sorry.
Okay, that's fair.
All right, make your intimidation roll.
Yep. 5.
All right, a 5.
Yep. No 6s though. So
No 6s. Oh, but look what you rolled on your Wrath die.
Oh my god! Finally, Wrath.
All right, so he rolled a Wrath on his Wrath die. All right.
Yeah.
What is the good thing that happens?
Can I force him to make a resolve check, or can I do something like could some actual like allied guard like show up to like help support him? Or
I'm going to say that
could it be that
captain
Igor
friend-
from the call that I just made up?
My name is Igor. This is not a copy of Hell's Reach where I come to rescue you.
Yeah.
Seen that episode.
Yeah.
I assume Bacon and just gets thrown out of the vents by everyone else who is just done taking care of him. No, I'm joking. No, Ham and the other uninjured Katachan jump out as well. And I'm going to say that they have the same basic stats as you.
Mhm.
Roll me another 1d6 real quick. I want to see if they are just a quick lucky one. Okay, I'm going to say one of them is allowed to attack.
Okay. Is that using my stats, basically?
Yeah, just your stats.
Sure. So I'll attack them. They have their last carbines out, so they're going to use that.
All right. Nice. He hits, but he can't shift.
Right.
All right.
Oh my god. So just base 7 damage.
Yep. The last carbine is... It's okay. All right. Let me see.
Well, I'm sort of like blocking the easy shot, so like...
Yeah. So they have a resilience of 5 with an armor of 2, which means that 7 matches one. Now, are they shooting at the one that you've already like cut up, or are they shooting at the other guy?
Yeah, they're shooting at one of the other 2 or 3, I guess 2 now, that are like kind of like backing up a little bit slowly. Like, what the like?
Where the fuck are these guys coming from?
Yeah, there's more of them. Like, yeah,
like,
right, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So he's going to take 1 shock damage from this because match the resilience perfectly, which means automatically he takes shock damage. Actually, I think it's 1d3 shock damage. You roll a 1d3 for me?
You know, my first instinct was roll a d6 and half it. Yeah.
Yeah, luckily with Roll20, we don't have to do math. I hate doing math. I teach math and I hate math. All right. Funny enough, 2, which means he's going unconscious. So he's not dead. However, explain to me how this lasgun was able to harm him enough to make him go down.
Sure. It's got to be one of those things where he's like hit and then he like turns around and like gets conked by like the gun or like a pipe or something like that and just knocks him unconscious, right?
I like it. So not only did he get singed by a lasgun, he turned around and now has a concussion.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So they are going to raise, well, not that guy because he is unconscious.
Yeah. They can try to shoot me.
One other guy who is not in melee combat with you is going to raise his auto gun and unleash at your comrades because he's trying not to hit his comrade.
Okay.
So going to make an attack. What is your defense?
It's not great. 3.
He misses.
Oh my god. Wow.
Oh, these guys are not good.
No.
Well, that was unfortunate.
They don't make good cultists like they used to.
No, I guess not. Let me see. Did I mess that up? No, that's just how bad they are. Okay, well,
yeah.
Well, that means it's your turn again. Because luckily in Wrath and Glory, the turns players first, enemy, player, enemy, etc., etc., etc.
Yeah. I would love. Yeah. Okay. I'm actually gonna shoot this guy. Just to show like competence. Yeah. Right. Of what it looks like. So. It's like literally like a scene out of Rambo. How like Rambo doesn't get hit, you know? Like it's like just like shots.
Hey.
I just turn around and go. Yeah.
Just a reminder: Rambo: Final Blood coming out in September. Amazing. I can't wait. It's going to be horrible.
Yeah. I hope. I said this before, but I hope the actor, you know who Sylvester Stallone, basically gave it to Creed. I hope that same guy becomes the next Rambo.
Yeah, that would be.
You know what I mean? And what's his name? It's not Michael B. Jordan. Is it Michael B. Jordan?
I think it is.
I think it's Michael B. Jordan. Certain. Yeah, I would love it if Michael B. Jordan became the next Rambo. That's all I'm saying. Okay, that's all I want. He just takes over every Sylvester Stallone narrative. Yeah, exactly. 100%. Okay.
20, 30 years when they make Expendable remakes. Boom. It's right there.
Right? Yeah. Okay.
Man, I love this already. All right. Make your attack.
2.
All right. Well, this is the guy that you're in melee with, right?
No, this is the guy who's backed away, right?
Okay, so it's the guy that backed away. Your attack does not hit.
Right.
Oh, actually, you. Oh, never mind.
No, it should be right.
I looked at the exalted die. I thought that was a.
Right. Yeah, I just suck at rolling. Again, like I'm rolling literally like not 8 or 9 dice, and I'm getting 1. Just so you all know, this is the classic Eric dice roll problem. I don't know what it is. It's digital and physical. I suck at rolling dice. I'm really bad at it.
3 threes.
Yeah. 4, if you count the wrath die.
You're right. You rolled very average, almost slightly under average.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't get me any points.
Unfortunately not. All right. So this cultist, I have a feeling this is just going to go back and forth as these guys are also not good. Because, they're renegades. Renegades are never good.
Right. I feel like it's not that I don't miss, it's because I'm a good shot. It's not that I miss, it's that my gun is out of energy or something like that, and I have to like hit it or something like that, right? So that's the miss. The miss.
What about the guy that you're in melee range with, who's like swatting at you still, even though he's like bleeding from the chest heavily, blood pouring on the ground?
Oh yeah, never mind. Let's do that. Yeah. Okay, yeah. P grabs the gun, and so it misses. Yeah.
So you fire your las gun, which is superheated plasma and light and whatever it is. I don't know what it is in 40K. I don't remember.
It doesn't matter.
It's something. But yeah, you can smell the burning flesh of his hand as he's just like blood pouring from his mouth onto his chin. He coughs on you. So this guy's actually going to make an attack against you. Sure. He dropped his weapon.
Sure.
As soon as you got into melee combat with him. So he has the barrel of your gun in his hand. And he reaches over with his free hand and pulls out a knife and is going to try and hit you with his knife. No.
Yeah. So I know how this looks like, Frank. It's one of those things like he's coming down with the knife. He's got the knife like in his hands this way, like he wants to do this motion, right? And so it's like I grab his arm, right, as he's trying to bring the knife. And it's going to be one of those things where, like, I'm going to use the knife against him, and, like, he's going to get stabbed by his own knife.
Nice. Since it's your turn again, make a...
Attack?
Not an attack, because if I want you to make a challenge for that. I want to see a strength for strength.
So athletics?
Yes. Actually, just let's make it straight strength. Because are you trying to finesse him, or are you trying to just overpower him?
Overpower him.
All right. Straight strength.
Is there anything I can do to add to this roll? Because I really want this to happen. Or I have to wait for the wrath die, right? I have a glory.
No, you can use the wrath die.
Sure. I'm just looking at the UI of the API of the sheet. I want to know where I add the wrath die.
So
can I just add as a bonus die, and would it be fine?
Yeah, the wrath die for this. Okay. Wrath dice are used to reroll failures, restore shock, improve a defiance check, or make a narrative declaration. Would you like to spend it to just make a narrative declaration?
No, I want to kill this guy fair and square.
Okay. In that case, because
I don't want to save it to reroll failures. I'm going to save it to reroll failures.
Perfect. Because I was about to say, if you want to use it for that,
I got 2 successes, which is fine.
2 successes. Let's see if he beats you. If he doesn't, then I'm going to have you make.
If he beats me, can I reroll failures then?
Yes.
Like, do I have the option of when I roll?
Okay. Yes, because you failed.
Right. Some different. I wasn't sure when I have to it gets locked in.
It's technically not a failure. It's a tie.
Okay.
However, I'm going
to spend it to reroll failures here.
Well, no, because the tie goes to the attacker, which is.
Oh, right. Okay.
All right. I just want you to make a straight damage attack.
Sure. So I don't have a regular knife attack. I just have my Katakan knife.
Mm-hmm. That's fine.
Okay, cool. I just want to make sure.
I mean,
just 7.
Because he's dead either way.
Yeah.
Right. All right. Tell me how you kill him.
Yeah, I mean, like as I was describing, it's that tense situation of he's trying to come at me with like a knife and sort of like that. The handle is behind him and like the knife's sticking out this way, so it's like this kind of motion, right? And like he goes at one time at my head and I like duck out of the way. And the second time he like gets ready to go and like I grab it like when it's like right between my eyes, and I grab it right there and he's like trying so hard to push it in, and I'm just like, son, and I like grab him. And like the horror on his face as he like just cannot control his arm as I overpower him, and he just goes right to his neck, right as like he's holding it, right. And I just kill him with his own hand with his knife in it.
Nice, I like it. So now, do you push the knife into his neck? I assume.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Now you're Catherine. You apparently don't mind being just showered in jugular blood.
For sure.
Like those wonderful old samurai movies where it's just a splatter of blood just goes spraying all over you and all over the wall. He is still technically alive as he lets go of his knife, grabs.
Yeah.
Where he's basically now bleeding to death and just falls to his knees.
Yeah.
Before you.
I do love this, Frank, real quick. I love how much this is just, you let me just do action movie. Pretty cool.
Well, that's actually a huge part of Wrath and Glory, though.
Yeah, I know. It's like, it's perfect. I love this.
Because a lot of Wrath and Glory is just, player, tell what to do. It's like, I like. As a DM who thinks way too much. All right. So, I'm going to make a resolve check for them.
Yeah, one guy left after he just watched me kill his friend. Yeah.
There's one who has a concussion who's on the ground. There's one over there who's bleeding to death with cauterized wounds. There's another by your feet who is already dead. He just doesn't know it. And then the other guy. Yeah.
If he turns around, I'm throwing my knife.
Nope. He turned around. He rolled a 1.
All right, so I know it's a melee weapon, but I would love to be able to like throw my dagger into it. So that situation of him like turning around to run, and then it's like, and then he falls over, and we see the hilt of the blade like behind him, right? Like I would love to be able to do that if I can make a range attack roll here.
Go ahead. Just on your sheet, switch it to actually keep weapon skill because you're still technically in melee range.
Yeah, like that's just what it looks like, right? But it's exactly. Yeah. I was hoping for that.
So I'm going to say, I was going to give you an extra die, but you don't need it. You also get a Wrath.
Yeah.
All right.
Nice. Do I start with Wrath as well?
You start with 2 Wrath at the beginning of every session.
Noted. Okay.
However, I also start with rune points.
Yes. Okay, so I'm at 3 Wrath now because I earned 2 and spent 1, and so I got my base 2. Okay.
All right. Now remember, you can only have. I think you can only go up to 4 at the moment. So you're at your max. So feel free to use them whenever.
I'm at 3. Yeah.
All right. I want you to roll damage on this guy because he is most likely dead. Because you also rolled a Wrath.
I mean, 7 will basically kill him, so like I'm pretty sure this will be okay.
Yeah. I was gonna say, don't even.
But I got a success on the extra die.
Wow. Hey, that means you finally rolled a success on the die.
Yeah, I've been having a hard time finishing people off with.
Okay, so
right, it's literally that scene. If you don't mind me describing, Frank, I know I get excited from succeeding. So sorry to steal your thunder here. It's that scene. It's like literally that point of like the cultist is like, no, I'm gonna turn around. He like drops his gun. He's running, and it's that scene of like him goes like, and it's like he falls forward as like the knife goes through him.
The stereotypical Arnold Schwarzenegger thing.
As action movie dramatic as it can be, that's what I want here.
That's what you get. Right?
And then he falls, and behind him, the camera's like me, like walking to him and getting my knife out.
Perfect. I love it. So Sergeant Ham behind you now. He has his last carbine with his bayonet attached, which is bayonet. But he goes up to the one unconscious
it's pretty.
Renegade and just stabs him just right through the neck.
Yeah, I mean, it's that thing of like, no, please, and yeah.
Yeah,
right.
so this poor guy's begging.
Yeah,
he looks.
They always beg. Every trader guardsman begs. It's just what they do. No dignity.
Yep.
I probably say that too. It's actually in character, right? It's like no dignity in these ones. They'll never last a day. Got it, Chan.
Oh, that's because they ain't Catachan. You ain't Catachan, you ain't got a chance. And you can tell he's trying to be like profound in saying that.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that makes perfect sense, Sensei.
To me, that sounds profound. I'm cool with
yeah. So he looks towards you and just looks up towards the vents and shakes his head.
Yeah.
And then just nods forward for you to lead the way, leaving Corporal Bacon in the vents behind.
What? No. We don't leave.
Basically, he's saying like the it's the resigned head shake of didn't make it.
Oh,
the wound eventually got to him.
The up nod. Yeah, got it. Okay, the silent up nod communicated between him and me about.
It's got it. As a Catachan.
Yeah, you just
the unspoken language of this guy died.
Yep.
Like, hey, fun fact about Catachan: less than half of infants make it to like 7 years old, and like less than half of them make it past that.
Yeah.
Catachan
is home to like man-eating plants, and the worst part of the diseases, like it's just this horrible jungle world of just fetid, horrendous. Everything wants to kill you there.
Literally, there's predators that are just hunting for trophies. Oh wait, no, wrong.
Dinosaurs, things.
Yeah, basically anything that you're terrified of.
Mm-hmm.
In the rainforest or a jungle, it's worse. All right, so you guys continue making your way down this hall. Are you going to try and get back up into the bench, or are you going to continue?
No, we're gonna continue on foot.
All right, so in front of you is a single blast door, one of the stereotypical ones that has the middle rotating handle.
Sure. Then I'm gonna have to overpower it, because there's no like technical like skill here. My technical skill would have been just stabbing a knife into the comms panel.
There is a comms panel there.
Yeah,
try that.
Can my tech skill literally be stabbing it with a knife to see if it opens?
I mean, go ahead.
Okay.
I'm fine with whatever you want to try for that.
So I don't have tech at all. Let's see.
That's okay. You can still try.
Nope.
No, you can't.
Okay.
You stab it. Sparks come out.
The machine spirit's very angry.
Well, yeah, you stabbed it.
Yeah.
I'd be very angry if you stabbed me. Granted, this doesn't open the door.
No.
Luckily, you didn't roll a complication because that might have locked the door. But
okay. But it's like a sealed door, like it's pressurized, right? Like
it's a pressurized steel door, clearly a blast door of sorts that can still be opened.
Mm-hmm.
It's oval in shape. Clearly has wires running into it. Probably because the mechanicists love making everything electronic.
Yes, they do. I know. Is anyone else on my team more proficient in sort of like the tech stuff?
Even after you stabbed the handle and destroyed it?
That's a good point. Yeah. They probably don't really care. Okay. I guess I gotta force it open.
Okay.
Otherwise, we have to go back up the vents. So
all right. Make a
athletics, right?
Challenge 1 athletics.
7. 3 success.
So,
but a complication though.
Oh no! So tell me how you rip this door off its hinges with your 7 strength. Jesus Christ! All right. Because it's a DC 1, you literally can shift like so much.
I know. So I think it's that thing where So my stabbing of the knife into the panel didn't open the door, but it like locked it up. So I think it's that point where I succeed so greatly that it takes no time, because I actually like go to turn like the door and stuff, but like I realize that the door itself isn't actually like held in very well, and it just falls over. It just goes, it just falls like down, right?
I like it. So the door falls over. This is a very heavy door, by the way.
Yeah.
This is clearly
Huge
meant
thud.
to. It's a blast door.
Yeah.
It's
Anyone
meant to,
around would have heard it. Yeah.
Yes. Now, what do you do when the door comes off its hinges? Do you keep hold of it? Do you try and get out of its way?
Oh my God! Using the
falling
door
on
as a no. The obvious thing to do here
Use it as a shield.
is use it as a shield and / battering ram.
Can you lift it? Is the other
Absolutely. I mean, that's without question.
question. I mean, it's like 500 plus pounds.
Yeah, which is like not even my max.
Okay, you rolled a
got a
3.
three.
I'll give you it. It's very heavy though. You clearly can't use anything else for it.
Oh, of course. Yeah, no. I'm just gonna hold this, right, and just use that as we press forward.
Okay. Now, the other issue is it doesn't really fit through the doorway.
Oh, it doesn't?
You picture doors fit through doorways easily? They close.
Doors. I feel like it would fit most of the shape of the hallway, like the contour of the hallway. If
So-
that's true.
Because
Then
think
I
about it.
kinda-
It has the lip to catch the door. Now you
Right.
can bend it and try and carry it sideways through. However, that
Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna try to do that and make it as janky as possible.
okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
so,
basically an ogre at this point. Yeah, thanks, chat. That's exactly it.
I mean, oh man, there are rules for Ogren. Shouldn't have told you this. Like,
Don't tempt me.
so
Get
long
behind me,
after.
Satan. Get behind me.
It's like, hey Maggie, we're rolling up a new character.
Yep,
Great.
I die here. I die. I die
Well,
in Nakatomi defense platform.
Speaking of dying, unfortunately, like you said, a lot of people did hear this
Yeah.
door, this stuff,
Yeah, for sure.
and you tilt the door to try and squeeze through, and you immediately start taking auto gunfire almost as soon as you get through the door. You personally are able to get the door in place before anything can hit you.
Mhm.
However, your friends who are still walking through the doorway are not. And this is coming from 3 different directions. Roll a quick
God.
awareness for me.
Sure.
I want to see if you...
A 5.
Okay, well, and another wrath. Okay.
Sure.
So what would you like to put your wrath into for that?
If my friends are going to get shot, is there a way I can confer a benefit or impede the shots coming at them with the door?
I will give them cover for that. Yes.
Yeah, cover is what I'm looking for.
All right. Now, with your awareness,
Mhm.
you beat it by 1 point, which is great. You still beat it.
Yeah.
You're able to tell there are at least 4 people shooting at you. They're all standing about 5 feet apart. However, it's in a semicircle around the room. The room itself looks almost like a storage room. It has 2 walkways on the sides and then another going, just connecting them. And they are up on that walkway itself. So they are above you. There's a ladder off to the side, which you might be able to climb. However, they do have height advantage. But
Right. Of course they do. Yeah. Okay. It's like a catwalk thing, right? Is that what you?
Yeah, it's a
upper
catwalk.
level.
I forgot the name for catwalk, so I just...
I know. That's what I was making sure. That's what I thought you meant. That's why I wanted to confirm.
All right.
Mhm.
And just so you're aware, this is a mob of 4 people,
Right.
which means they're all going to be firing, and they get that delicious bonus dice attack.
Sure. Right. Yeah. A barrage of las gunfire comes our way. The obvious answer to this problem is to use the door to like break down the catwalk so it falls down, taking them down with it, which is what I'm going
Yes.
to do. In a moment.
All right, so they do actually still hit one of your people, even though they
Sure.
have cover.
Yeah.
They're above you, and they started firing immediately as you got.
It's that.
You
Yeah,
weren't
it's that
able
hitting the arm thing. It's that. Hopefully.
Now, just for the sake of me being evil,
was
I'm
hit.
going to say
Was it Ham? Was it
Yeah.
Rosie?
Ham gets hit first. Just for the sake of it, I'm going to say that they have the same resilience as you, however, a lot less wounds.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Like one wound.
Treat them as like mooks. Yeah.
They're
for sure.
NPCs.
Yeah. So
All
you
right.
said resistance though, right?
Yeah.
Resistance is I have it at 9.
Ooh, they match you.
So they take shock then.
Yeah, so they take shock.
Which would be like a wound, right?
So roll 1d3. Ooh, they also crit. Oh wait, never mind. I keep thinking the darn black die with the gold around it is the wrath die, and it keeps driving me crazy.
Yeah.
All right, so they don't crit. That's good. Okay, so he goes down to 1 shock point left.
Sure. That makes sense to me.
All right, but you're going to try and knock this catwalk down. It is your turn. Go
Yep.
ahead.
I rush the catwalk, shield in hand, extra little scattered lasgun fire hits it. As I like kind of throw it up into the catwalk, I'm like maybe like 6 feet away from the soldiers or so, who are like looking down. But the point is that when I'm going to hit it, it's going to kind of collapse the whole thing, so they're going to kind of fall and slide down kind of in front of me.
All right, Brahm, you are going to use your shield door, just like
Yeah.
League of Legends. Make a athletics for that.
I was going to say athletics, or like, is this like weapon skill?
Actually, no, just make a flat weapon skill because you're throwing the store, right?
Yeah, I'm kind of like hurling it up at the catwalk to hit it to basically, literally like sever it from its foundation, so it just collapses.
All right, I want you to make a straight up weapon skill.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. 8.
And what else did you roll?
Another wrath.
Another wrath. All right. You annihilated this check. This is like your first really, really good.
This is a really, really good roll. Could it be that I took, so rather than them like sliding down at me and being okay, I feel like this is the thing where I hit them with the rafters, and this is sort of like the, if you don't mind if it's possible, could this whole area be sort of like several catwalks that are sort of like intersecting?
Yeah.
And like there's like space and like, Death Starry like deep holes everywhere. And could they just like Wilhelm scream their way down and as they die?
Roll a 1d4.
Sure. 2?
2. All right.
Okay.
So I was gonna
Even or odd?
No, I was just gonna say 2 of them fall. So 2 of the 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes
Tell me
perfect sense.
about
Yeah. 2 of the 4 fall. Yeah. Perfect.
It's probably the 2 guys like in the middle, and behind them is just a large cavern, which is probably meant for just resource dumping.
Yeah.
And yeah, they fall down. They're still firing their guns. Their guns go, ah! I like that this chair goes so far back because I can do that.
Yeah, it's perfect for that.
And yeah, they fall down.
Love it. Man, everyone else, I feel bad. I'm setting the pace here for everyone else's prequels. They're not going to be as
Man,
bad as
everyone
action
else
movies.
is going to die.
Yeah, everyone's going to be so sad and tragic, and mine is just this full-blown action movie.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what everyone else
Yeah.
is planning. Like, I have.
I don't know what game they're playing. I'm just kidding.
And you're just like, yeah, kill everything.
Yeah, right.
I like it. All right.
Yeah, this is my element, right? This is what I was made to do. Yeah. So there's 2 left.
2 left.
Hopefully, could I say that Maybe some the strike made it so that it rattled them so hard that they have to like hold on, which would let my other guys
Yes.
go.
So they're not going to get let go. However, I am going to give them a more difficult role for this because you did also leave them exposed. They're looking down now at your two friends.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm cool with that. The point is that I'm trying to, as part of the advantage of rolling so well, is I want to confer some of that benefit to my squad mates so they can shoot easy.
Oh no, 100% they did get that bonus. Where I would be rolling 2 extra bonus die for the attack, I'm only going to roll the 1.
Sure. Perfect.
Because I can't take away all their power. Because these guys need to die.
I know. I'm totally cool with that.
Nope, they don't. They're
Okay.
fine.
Damn.
Renegades, you suck.
Okay.
All right. Well, these 2 renegades who are holding on for dear life, they are still holding the triggers to their guns as they're holding on. The catwalk creaks, it goes and shakes to the side. They're kind of unable to get a clear shot as the gun just goes to the side, just up the wall. Sparks fluttering about as the metal of the bullets ping. All right.
Okay.
Cool. It's going to be Ham's turn next. He is wounded.
So, like what kind of modifier to that?
So he's just regular wounded. No major modifier or anything to that. I'm going to let you control him because he is basically you, just not you.
3. Does that beat the defense?
3 does hit their defense, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
How unfortunate.
Damage of the carbine. Cool. 8. 7 plus 1.
All right. One of them does go down.
Nice.
He's holding on to the girder of or to the handrail before Ham just throws several clearly well-aimed shots. Just a quick burst, 2 to the chest. He doesn't hit the head, he hits him in the throat. And instead of a Wilhelm scream as this guy falls off the catwalk, you just get this gutter, and then a wet splash as he hits the metal plating of the floor.
Perfect.
All right. There is one guy left, and he is going to throw a grenade.
Yeah, it makes. Yep. Okay.
Hey, roll a 1d6 for me real quick.
4.
Nice. Very unfortunate. I mean, for me, that is.
I'm sure.
Mostly because, let me check these scatter die. So, fun fact, there are scatter dies in Roll20 to see where it's going to bounce back. Unfortunately, that might bounce back at me. It does. Unfortunate. All right. I'm not even going to bother rolling for this guy because a grenade, no matter what, kills him. So tell me, what happens here? Because I want you to tell me if you did anything or if Ham or Rosa did anything to...
Oh, I did it. So I know what happens here, Frank. Okay, so the traitor guardsman is getting ready to pull back and like goes to this bandolier, grabs the crack grenade, gets ready to prime it, and I do that thing where like I grab the chair, the door again, and like I hurl it close to him, but I miss. But it's the point where like he's already like primed the grenade and it like hits part of the mezzanine / catwalk thing he's on, and so he like bumbles with the grenade. I can't throw it, and then it's too late. And, poof, and this pops right into a mist.
That's unfortunate. I don't like scatter die anymore. We're not going to use that ever again.
That's fine.
But okay, I lied. Yeah. No matter what number it lands on, it's always going to hit you guys instead of going back towards me.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, so, all right, another room cleared.
I look at Ham, though, because Ham got hit, right?
Yes, so Ham is wounded. You can tell, he's not doing well. You've all been bloodied and beaten.
But Ham's the type of person like just a scratch, kind of thing. Right?
I ain't got time to bleed.
Yeah. Oh my God, can you say it? Can you say it in Ham's voice? He totally says that, right?
Yeah. Who was
You're bleeding, man?
I ain't got time to bleed. It's already cauterized.
Love it. Awesome. Yeah. Right?
Yeah. He puts his knife on his on the barrel of his las gun, and you just hear as the knife gets red, and he just like presses it against the bullet wound.
That's so good. Oh, that's so good.
All right. The only direction is forward now. CDC and the commissar is up ahead. You ready?
Yeah. I feel like this is the thing. It's like I agree, but I don't say anything. It's just like that grim resolve, that silent masculine badassness thing. But it's totally agreeing.
All right. So the room that you're in is basically a large, I wouldn't say cargo area, but it is clearly a supply dump. And it's not any supplies that you would ever need. It's, Rosa looks in a box and, it's full of dishes. How useful in combat. So clearly living supplies for the crew.
Sponges, paper towels. Yeah.
Actually, paper towels, man, that is like a luxury on Cadia.
That's only for the
They only use ShamWow though.
They only give you ShamWows.
Look, Cadia gets the best. So you guys make it down this incredibly large cavernous room. The room itself is spotted with just little rebouts. Every now and then, you do come up against one or two renegades who immediately flee the area.
One more time. Is that a roll?
If you want.
So I am basically at max wrath. Is there a way I can spend a wrath to confer that as a benefit instead of rolling, or is this still a roll? But I'm going to need
You can make a narrative declaration. You can spend a wrath point and say, "Hey, this thing." Yeah. Within reason.
Right.
Cadia didn't explode.
No. Cadia definitely exploded. The thing that I was thinking about, right? When you said that. I was kind of thinking of just having that sort of that montage thing, right? Of when Han Solo is charges the stormtroopers, it's that kind of thing, it's sort of that kind of scene where there's just there's three of us and we're against 20 or so guards, and they
there's only one guy that you really and he was hiding behind boxes and he saw you and just took off.
Oh, that's even better because it's things like don't shoot, and it's shoot him anyways because that's
okay. Yeah. Right. So he surrenders. Says, Don't shoot. Canadian 175th Rifles.
Yeah.
And he just falls back dead. Okay.
Traitors.
Do you approach him or anything like that?
No. I mean, no. We have a job to do. We don't need anything. We don't scrummage around for that stuff. We're good.
Okay, so you walk by him.
Unless one of my squad members finds something on him, but I don't.
I mean, that's up to you. Do either of them want to quickly take a look?
I'm saying if there's something relevant, then maybe Rosie finds something, but I'm just ready to murder.
No, nothing relevant for that part. However, as you are walking by, who is on point? Is it still you? Because you're clearly the most fit and undamaged.
Yeah, it's got to be me. Ham's taking up the rear because Ham's hurt.
How far in front of them are you?
Maybe 20 feet or so, right?
So several seconds after you pass this body,
I don't have the door anymore.
Yeah.
It got thrown. To stop the grenade, it got thrown.
Yeah, you threw it at the guy.
Mhm.
As you're about 20 feet in front of your two friends,
Mhm.
before you hear it, you feel it. This wash of heat and fire behind you as the improvised explosive that this guy was setting up behind this box goes off.
Oh no. Of course.
I'm not even going to have you roll for their health because
No.
this
Same.
is like a 10d6
Yeah.
damage.
Does Ham
I
need it?
do, however, want you to...
Does Ham by the farm?
Oh, both of them do.
Oh shit. Okay.
This is a very large explosion. It actually throws you onto the ground, like
Oh, of course.
roughly. I want you to make a quick check for that. Make
Yeah,
a
sure.
quick
A huge
athletics.
explosion.
Yeah. See if you're still on your feet.
Sure. Quick athletics. 4.
Okay. So you stay on your feet. This red fire washes through you. The oxygen in the room you can feel is just being eaten by this blast.
Right.
So your breathing, even in a couple seconds, quickly becomes a little heavier, but there's still enough oxygen for you to breathe.
Right. So like the camera, like what we see is the that shot of like literally like the whole background is like fire and stuff. It's like me just like getting thrown forward. Right. And I land okay. But yeah, then I go back and my friends are all charred.
Yeah.
Ham, Rosie.
Ham's corpse just crumbles a bit.
Yeah.
There's no discernible features of either of them. Their clothes are burned off. Their skin is
They're
charred.
Yeah.
The room is now filled with smoke. You're unable to really see much within this room now.
Yeah, my ears are ringing. You know, it's like that huge. You know, like after every action movie where like or like John Wick, where the protagonist takes a big blow. You have that sort of like ringing, a disorientation spot. It's things kind of slow down. Things sound muffled. I don't know which way to go. Yeah, exactly. I feel the heat on my face.
Make a awareness check as your character is clearly out of it. You're going to be doing this basically with a disadvantage.
Staggering thing. Yeah. Right.
So it's going to be like a difficulty number of like 6.
Sure. So you're gonna raise the difficulty, but I can roll normal.
Yes,
for sure.
Well,
Native Sterner stuff, man. That's
yeah. So, yeah. What do you do? You're still able to take in your surrounding.
I think it's like that moment where my ears are ringing, but and like it's hard for me to breathe, and so we have that sort of like soliloquy in my head, right? Where it's like, hang in there, Gildo. You got this. Hang in there. You gotta get the air. You gotta get the air set up. You gotta fix the air. And that's the thing. So I'm like, I gotta fix the air. That's I actually like say that as like grimace through the pain as I hold my like shoulder and stuff where I just got hit. And
because you are very hurt at the moment. Like, how is Gildo even standing at the moment? You just survived a massive compressurized just explosion. It's shocking he's alive.
I mean, by all accounts, I probably should be dead. I seem to be running on pure adrenaline,
So we got a chance.
Yeah, if I stopped and thought about it, I would die. Like, I feel like it's that kind of situation.
Yeah.
Where Godo's like the duty and mission comes first over his life, and that like he only in death, like not even death does duty end kind of situation, where like he is going to just continue with the mission. So like Yeah. So if you don't mind, then we have that moment where he's like, gotta get to the air, and like he like falls down to like hit both his knees, like his legs give out, right? And he's like on his like elbows and stuff, kind of like in a crawling position.
Yeah.
Right. And he's like, gotta get to the air, and like tries to, he's eventually we have that sort of slow montage of standing up, right?
Yeah.
Like that's how he like gets out of it.
He's able to make it to the life supports, at least an area where you can take control of the life support. It's not the actual engineering room, because even a Catachan knows you would need a tech priest for that. However, yes, you're able to get to basically a secondary or tertiary control room. It's abandoned. There are bodies strewn out throughout this room.
Right.
Both traitor and loyalist. One of them is wearing a long trench coat with a peaked hat. And
Commissar.
the commissar. He himself doesn't look human anymore as
What
he
do you mean
lays
by
on
that?
the ground. His arm is different. Fingers fused together, nails grown exponentially longer, more callous, like a claw. However,
What in the hell? Or it's like,
Yeah.
we're the emperor.
commissars don't get corrupted.
Yeah.
That's crazy talk.
Yeah.
Um,
Of all the crap I've seen. Yeah, right.
you hear footsteps, heavy footsteps, on the metal flooring behind you, approaching you slowly.
Is it like heavy? It's a single set of footsteps and they're heavy, and it's sort of like a very strong rhythmic march kind of sound.
Yes.
So like someone who might
Someone
be wearing
walking with
power
purpose.
armor.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I get the feeling of now I know the sound and cadence of the reverberation of the footsteps and that single determination of those steps. Right.
Yeah. In your haze, you're unable to see the figure. However, what is your reaction to this fairly tall figure, which is clearly clad in black?
Yeah. I think it's to draw my knife, Like I know I can't really fight, but it's that thing where I'm just gonna I have to.
Yeah.
It's my instinct is knife out.
This figure in your blurred vision approaches you. They have what is clearly a bolt pistol in one hand.
Right. Still smoking, right?
Still smoking, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you describe for maybe people who are not super familiar with
Yes.
40K what a bolt pistol is?
So a bolt pistol is, picture a grenade launcher that holds multiple grenades that fires grenades like bullets. The bolt pistol itself, just like this heavily armored figure, is almost squarish in shape, very basic. However, it still looks hefty and powerful. If
Sure.
you could carry it, you could, of course. However, the normal person, if you picked this up and tried to fire it, you would break your arm. And that's even... This bolt pistol itself is human-sized.
Mhm.
Which means it's smaller, but clearly whoever fires it has needed to practice with it every day and has needed to do not only core training, but just deadlifts like crazy. Just so many deadlifts. So
Sure.
you draw your knife.
Mhm.
In your tinnitus-filled ears, you hear the bolt gun go off twice as the figure pumps out 2 more bolt rounds into the body of the commissar. and you hear an unfamiliar voice. Stand down, Godsman. Imperial Inquisition.
Oh my god. Can I like pass out at that moment?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my god, that's so good.
All right. And at that, I believe we can go to break.
Yeah. Ah, Frank! You're so good! This is so much fun!
I hope. Welcome back, everybody. I am Controller Frank, joined here by my lovely friend Eric, and we are continuing with our prequel of Eric's backstory. Eric, go ahead and tell me what has happened.
Right. So we are at the beginning of, or maybe the end of the fall of Cadia. The 13th Abaddon's 13th Black Crusade is in full swing. Cadia has been destroyed. Its remnants are around. The Blackstone Fortress has crashed into it. Me, a Catechan soldier, and a few of my squad mates have miraculously made it to a defense platform, still outside the orbit of the explosions. Fighting still continues throughout the scattered remnants of what's the planet and everything, and there's war here too as traitorous Imperial Guard forces overwhelm this facility. The trio of us were crawling through the docks, or through the air ducts of the citadel of this fortress, and we come across some evil Imperial guardsmen. We take them down. We find out, that there's more down the way, and so we have to keep fighting our way hallway to hallway, corridor to corridor. Every square inch of this place is just swarming with these guardsmen. Eventually, bad news takes my squad mates as an explosion of an improvised device goes off and sort of just explodes through all these supplies and stuff, and just conflagrates and kills my squad mates. I barely make it out alive. I crawl to the air ducts the air respiration kind of center spot.
Yep, life support area.
Life support area. I don't know what the proper term was. Yeah, I forgot what to call it. But yeah, the life support area. And that's where we see this huge battle happen here. It's a giant massacre of bodies everywhere. The commissar of this station is here, and he's extremely deformed.
Weird.
Yeah, it's very mutated. It's very odd. I'm trying to find where these panels are. It's hard for me to breathe or even stand. I'm just disoriented. I'm staggering, and then I hear some footsteps, and I draw my knife ready to fight for my last. And that's when I hear a voice. And what does the voice say, Frank?
Stand down, soldier. Imperial Inquisition. I don't know if that's exactly what she said. However, close enough. It's, Gildo's memory's foggy.
It was perfect.
All right. Now, for Gildo, that was a long time ago. But a mere memory. Several centuries have passed since then. The warp itself has torn the Imperium in half. The Great Rift, as it's called, because I can't pronounce the Latin version of it. The Great Rift has split the Empire in two. In Galactic North, there is the Imperial Nihilus, the Dark Imperium, where 500 million worlds of the Empire of Mankind lay without the light of the Emperor to guide them, aside from a few sparks. Gildo has found his way to the frontier of the Dark Imperium on a ship called the Von de Wolf. The Von de Wolf itself is a very proud ship. It is a frigate that has many battle honors, has destroyed cruisers twice its size in single combat, and yet is now tasked with shameful convoy duty as it sails the frontiers of the Dark Imperium.
Sure.
Now, what brought Gildo to the Von de Wolf? Why is he going to the frontier?
So twofold. One, he's here under orders of the Inquisition. He's been tasked to locate somebody. But the second fold is that he's also here for his own personal reasons. He's also looking for somebody else in particular, or at least he's heard rumors that he was not the only survivor from Cadia, And throughout these years, you know, someone whose entire life has been, 200 years in the past, you don't expect to meet anyone or hear anything like that. So when news comes around and you have an opportunity, the blessing to follow it up, you take that chance.
Very good. Now, recently, you have actually arrived close to your destination.
Yeah. It's what was it? What's his name again?
Whose name?
I feel like we're going to a planet, right?
Yes.
The governor.
You are in subsector Temitory, which is a very small frontier system. There's 5 worlds in this system. One of them, the furthest from the sun, is a gas giant filled with H3, which is helium-3.
Yeah.
Except it's H3 squared, so it's H3H3. I thought I would get a chuckle out of that joke, and I did. It's a gas giant used to make promethium for whatever type of fuel anyone needs. The Von de Wolf, however, is not headed there. It's heading towards the capital planet, which is Tor Primus, which is Tor Primus.
Like CHRYMUS?
Tor Primus.
Oh, Primus. Got it. Sorry.
Yes.
I just said Crimus. My bad.
Man, that would be a great name.
Yeah. Okay.
No, it's the primary world of the system.
Yeah, it's Primus. Yeah. Makes sense.
Okay. Now, it's going to take several days to actually get there at sublight speeds. Because you only risk warp travel in the Dark Imperium if you are going long distances. Because the warp is dark and purple and full of Slanesh. Basically, your character would know, without a doubt, traveling in the warp, which is how everyone gets around throughout the entire galaxy, has become so incredibly dangerous that without the light of the Emperor to guide, the Ashenamicon, as it is called, which is the reason the Emperor of Mankind sits as a corpse still on his golden throne, a beacon, basically, a lighthouse for layman terms, no longer shines in this area. So travel becomes much longer, much more dangerous. Hey, look, there's a demon over there.
Yeah, right.
But you have luckily made it through a arduous journey. There are a few scuffles. Oh,
I have a question for you, Frank.
yes.
So over the time of our travels and stuff like that, time is a little bit like there's warp time,
Yes.
right? And
Wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey.
yes. Have we had our own fair share of sort of, the Gellerpox-y things
Oh, 100%.
coming through? Okay.
Which is actually funny enough what I was just saying. Yeah,
Okay.
You've had a few skirmishes on the Von der Wolf itself. However, the captain, Natalia Decan, does not put up with that stuff.
Of course.
If there are any Arbides officers on board or any retired or old guardsmen on board, she basically says, hey, your passage will cost less throne gelt if you help me police the ship, hunt down cults, kill cultists, make sure that this ship doesn't fall to chaos.
right.
Now,
Real quick. Sorry to interrupt you again.
Go ahead.
Interject. Natalia is not an inquisitor of the Wardos.
No.
Natalia is just the rogue trader.
Yes, she
Got it,
is the ship captain. She used to be a Imperial officer.
What does that
was
mean?
a while ago.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah.
This ship used to be a Imperial frigate.
Right.
Emphasis on used to. Something happened.
Yeah.
What it was, nobody knows. Well, except for her. Now, the ship itself, as you find it, is basically a bustling city, even for a small ship.
Yeah.
It has a population of, including crew and travelers, of 30,000 people. Where does Gildo find himself?
Gildo finds himself drawn to more the leadership roles, sort of like the officers' decks or like the leadership decks of the ship. Gildo finds himself strangely connected to the ship. He sees a ship of a decorated past now thrown off of a trajectory of proud service to the Imperium as a very nice metaphor for his own life, right?
Yes.
And he's enough of a poet to see that himself, and so he's been trying to get to know more about running a ship like this, or not necessarily like how to run a ship like this, but like the order of running a ship like this is something, an order that he needs regiment in his life if he's not killing. So the idea of looking for work and that kind of thing is big to him.
Now, does he aspire to become a rogue trader himself, or simply work on a rogue trader ship?
No, he's always been he is a good leader, but he's never been convinced he's been a good leader.
Okay.
He's always been sort of like the best follower. Like, he's a really good second in command, right? And so he loves being given orders. And I would love it if this is the sort of situation where the rogue, what's her name, Natalia,
Yep.
sees that Gildo can like actually be a leader, but he's like won't admit it.
Okay.
That kind of scenario of like, I'm given some sort of task or duty, and I do it myself when clearly I should be training these other people, and like clearly I should be, that kind of thing.
Now, for many of the visitors on this ship, Natalia, Captain Decan, does actually, she kind of tries to rotate people as best as she can. She does invite people to these large dinners in her crew quarters, which, granted, that's still a good 200 people at that dinner. So you have most likely shaken hands with her as she's greeted you as you enter her miniature feast. Simply because this voyage has taken about 6 months just to go a few systems. For whatever reason, the warp is unhappy at the moment in this area. Nobody can guess why. Weird.
Does anyone have any theories? What's the current rumor?
There are a lot of rumors on why, even though you're in the Imperial Nihilus, why the warp is angrier than usual.
Right.
It's taking so long.
Yeah, because with the lack of an Astronomicon, I feel like people become a little bit more like, they're superstitious. Like, if some server array is being upset and janky, then we know that it's going to be bad. We're going to have a bad warp time. It's something like that, right? Some sort of machine spirit is silent or agitated. It's like those types of, like some like patterns emerge and people will just construe things from there,
Well,
when it's just random.
What job have you taken on recently? Have you taken on a security role or a enforcer role, or?
Yeah, I feel like I've definitely done security roles. If you don't mind, can I? I mean, I'd be willing to spend even a wrath point on this if it's possible.
Go ahead and narrow the declaration.
There has been labor. There's not quite like, it's not. I don't want to say it's a rebellion or anything like that. I don't mean it like this when I say this. But I'm saying that there is stress. There is tension between the leadership and the workers of the ship, maybe in terms of like wages, in terms of quality of life, or maybe like the ship really kind of needs more, and maybe the leadership can't provide it because, like, we're on the frontiers and money's tight, or something like that, right? So it's hard, and it's been straining and stressful on everybody, and they need more, and they're not being provided more, and so now like a rise of security has been kind of a thing, and
Oh yeah, 100%. There is definitely tension on the ship.
Yeah.
There have actually been lynchings on the ship where,
Oh wow.
to put it in, somehow this term survived to 40K because I've read it in the books. There are Jonahs on board, which is an old Navy term for somebody who is cursed on the ship. You have actually had to go put out these basically riots where people believe, hey, he's the Jonah, he's the one that's cursed us, he's the reason that the ship is angry. And people have been tarred and feathered over this and flat out murdered.
Yeah. Right. Oh, I like that even more. So it's less like hierarchical and then it's more like spontaneous as people sort of like jockey and find scapegoats for.
Yes. And
that's perfect. Yeah.
Basically, the entire ship is on edge. The last few trades that the ship had stopped at, the worlds were either in open rebellion against the Imperium or were already gone to Xenos forces or the forces of the arch enemy, which is, of course, Chaos.
Yeah.
So
we struck out a lot out here.
Yes. To the point where the ship itself has not refueled in a long time. Which...
So it's not doing well at all.
Not a good thing.
Sure. Cool. So we're playing Battlestar Galactica now.
Yes.
Got it.
Now, what is your character currently doing exactly at this moment?
He is probably he's meeting with the worker I'm not exactly sure who it is. Maybe it's a servitor, somebody who was promising him that where we were stopping, like we're on our way to what's it called, Tor Primus, right?
Tor Primus, yeah.
Well, where were we going before that? Tor Secundus?
Yes.
Sure. We were going to Tor Secundus, but that was a dead end. However, my contact, I'm talking to my contact right now because the contact promised I had good authority that there were some leads for me at Secundus. And
the planet,
whether or not they were true and things have just gone to shit, or whether he was full of shit or they are full of shit, I'll leave it up to you. But basically, I'm a little bit upset with them that they, that I didn't get what I wanted, and I gave them maybe extra rations or something like that. Like I put my neck out for that person.
Yeah.
And basically, I didn't get anything in return.
It's funny that you mentioned rations because there have been food riots on the ship as the algae plant has recently. The onboard algae plant has recently started to be unhappy machine spirit wise. The tech priests are just assuming it's a power issue. So Captain Dekan has basically stated, no matter what, we are holding off of this planet and we are going to refuel the warp core. So your character is meeting with basically a servitor who is in charge of multiple sections of the ship. The servitor themselves, they are human-wise very skinny. Their skin is oddly tanned, almost purplish, simply from just the nutritional diet that they are given.
Oh, Frank, is that what that is? Is that why they're purplish?
Yes, of course it is.
Okay.
Poxwalker. Oh no, they're green. Their entire lower portion.
How many arms do they have?
At least 7.
Okay.
Their entire lower portion, from their waist down, is completely mechanical.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly, whoever made the servitor for whatever the person or whatever crimes this person did to become a servitor, they decided, we're just going to throw away a bunch of your human parts. You still have your brain, but you're going to serve your time as a robot. They have 4 legs, each one terminating in a slight claw with a little nub on the bottom to catch purchase. Clearly, it's meant for them to get around quickly and through corridors on the ship itself.
Sure.
But for the most part, they're still human from the waist up. And what are you talking with them about?
I'm demanding either an explanation, or I'm demanding, I demand satisfaction, frankly, from sticking my neck out to this person. What's her name, by the way?
The servitor?
Yeah.
So her name is going to be Reem. R-E-A-M.
Reem. Right. Okay.
And she gives you just this blank, eyes glazed over stare.
Right.
I'm sorry that I cannot provide more assistance to you.
Damn it, Reem! That's not good enough.
It will have to be good enough for now. We are all having struggles at the moment. You will simply have to put up with them, like the rest of us.
Does Reem outrank me?
No. Servitors, they're basically robots.
Yeah.
However, they still have a human mind, and if they are lucky, their minds are wiped. Some of them are like
Prisoners,
complete
right? Are they
robots.
typically prisoners?
A lot of them are, yeah. A lot of them are basically everything's changed about them. Some of them didn't get mind wiped, and they are just looking through their eyes, suffering for eons, unable to control their bodies. Some of them are more sentient, like Reem, for example. Clearly, she's a higher functioning servitor, meant to actually interact with other people and to take care of the ship.
Right. So I'm going to. This isn't good enough for me. So I'm going to get up in front of them, right? I'm going to try to intimidate them by really standing over them.
How tall are you?
I'm 6 and change.
All right, roll your intimidation.
Yeah. And I tell them I could take you apart piece by piece and no one would care. 7.
A 7?
And a complication.
All right.
So, who comes into the picture and says that's enough from me treating the servitors badly? Is it like some Mechanicus or something?
Yes, definitely. You do pass. Where Reem is if she goes up on her legs, she's 8 to 10 feet tall, just because her legs are large. She shrinks away as you kind of get up in her face, clearly not wanting a confrontation. However, the door slides open, and there is a man, more of a machine, dressed in a red robe, one red eye staring out at you from underneath their cowl, mechadendrites appearing from their back, just fidgeting slowly.
Doc Arc arms, for those not... Yeah.
Pretty much. And you hear just a slight buzzing emit from their mouths as they kind of ignore you and walk towards Reem. And Reem kind of scuttles backwards a bit. And then the figure turns toward you. It's like, what can I do for you?
Nothing, man. It's just a miscommunication.
Miscommunications must be reported to the Adeptus Mechanicus whenever there is an issue with your Vox devices.
That's that kind of miscommunication.
If your Vox caster is not working, please file. And they list off this document, 50 numbers.
Yeah, they love their bureaucracy kind of thing.
Robot people, but actually people this time.
Mm-hmm.
And
I know I'm gonna get nowhere with this person, right? So like I kind of I back off and realize that I can't push while they're out here because I don't want to. This would cause a much bigger scene because this person doesn't really outrank me. So I have to play it cool here, right? And it's like, while I'm upset, I'm not gonna like start a scene with them and stuff. But I'm just like, well, and I kind of like look past the Mechanicus guy, right, or her first, and I look back and like, we're not done yet, you know, kind of that kind of thing. As I go back, and I'm gonna have to change and
As soon as you say that, like one of the arms like twitches towards you.
Yeah.
We have just begun our conversation. I would assume we are not yet finished what appears to be your issue. How can we assist you? And like they reach out their arms, and you can they open up their robes slightly, and they are still partially human. There are tubes and a little bit of ooze oozing out of them.
Of course, naturally.
But their arms are complete, just mechanical, skeletal arms.
God, yeah, yeah. It's almost like an embryo or something. Like they're just, it's just
like,
yeah, it's not cool.
But they, with open arms, take a step towards you, and you can hear even their legs, their footsteps are metallic in nature as they hit the metal flooring of the ship. Would you like to abandon the weakness of flesh and adopt the strength of steel?
Here's a question.
Yes.
Do I have my upgrade yet?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that happened somehow.
Good.
Sometime.
Okay. Yeah, I know. That's good. Okay, that's the point. Can I say, no, thanks. Between you and me personally, I'm already enough machine as it is. I know, and I want to leave, try to escape the situation, so to speak. Right?
Yeah, they're like approaching you with open arms. The door is open to the side, but they're like starting to corner you a bit.
Yeah,
they're definitely. It might be their intention to crowd you in.
Yeah. Totally. If they don't follow, right? Then I try to like leave and go down the hallway, and I'm not really like looking where I'm going. So if someone's to bump into me or like be close, like I won't see them, because then I do like, because we had that close conversation with the Adeptus. I lift up my now I'm still basically wearing the tank top that I normally do, right?
It's just a different tank top.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. They're all the same though. Think about sort of the dress of like Starbuck from Battlestar, just that classic sort of like off dress army kind of thing, right? Or Vasquez from Alien, like that's very much how I picture Godo walks around in casual wear. But like Godo like lifts up their tank top a little bit, and like he sees his stomach, and like while it's like basically chiseled and looks great, there's something off about it, and you hear like a small little like whir, because his stuff is his guts have been changed.
Yeah. Now, you might get a little flashback. How did that happen? Did that happen because of your wounds on Katie, or did that happen after?
Oh man, how cool! No, I mean I would love if it happened after.
Okay,
if you don't mind.
Yeah, no, totally.
Yeah, I got stabbed by I mean, am I allowed to declare? Can I declare I got stabbed by a gene stealer?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
you are. What was your Inquisitors? What order were they part of?
Xenos, for sure.
Okay. Yeah, no, you definitely got stabbed by. You were hunting down a gene stealer cult on some planet, or just a space Hulk or something.
Yeah.
And you took one to the gut.
Yep.
Luckily.
Rending claw right through me. Yeah.
Because gene stealers will infect you with gene stealer genes. So luckily that didn't happen, or did it? Roll corruption. No, I'm teasing.
No, I think what happened is, if you don't mind, it's like they did infect me, right? And that's the reason why they had to get rid of all my guts. And
that is so much worse, and
painful.
my
and I shouldn't have
hurt.
survived. Yeah. But yeah, that's why like all of my innards have been replaced.
But by the blessing of the God Emperor himself, you somehow survived. Your Inquisitor themselves valued you enough to not just simply put a bullet in your head.
Right? Yeah. Yeah, because I did something for them. I feel like maybe... Let's see here. I did something that like was so far above and beyond the Call of Duty for them that they did not expect like a normal person to really like commit. And I feel like that's the part where it's like, I mean, I'm not saying I went after whatever you call the head of is it the prophet or the acolyte or patriarch? You know, it's not like it's not like a patriarch.
Because the Magos is the human version of it. Yeah.
You know, I feel like I uncovered the Magus or whatever, right? Like I feel like maybe I uncovered them, and that's how I got and like because of my dog-headedness, and I led to the discovery of this cult.
Yeah, I love it. I love it very much.
And I feel like it's that kind of conversation of like they're like the bolt guns like pointing at my head, and I'm like, no, don't do it. Fix me up. I still got fight in me. Kind of thing, right? And there's like he's getting ready like to shoot, and then the Inquisitor's like, wait, perhaps he's right, kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
He has done a great service to our order, that kind of thing, right? So, if you don't mind, sorry for
100%. That's your backstory now.
Yeah. I'm cool. Yeah.
Now you come up on as you're bumping into people. More and more people are crowded around. You would already know this. There's a little bit of a festival going on. And this is because the ship is being refueled. There is in front of you, because you're basically in the middle of the ship, which, the ship is several miles long, a mile high.
It's a city. It's a floating city.
Yeah, which is...
Great Gothic cathedral.
And this is a tiny ship.
Yep. Mm-hmm. It's very humble.
Now, through the main thoroughfare of the ship itself, there is a minor parade. You're near the middle back of the ship. Do you go take a look at the parade?
Oh, for sure. Right? I kind of like want to distract myself after being frustrated, right? And so... I go to my flask, but it's like empty.
I hate my flask. That's why I have mine right there.
Right. So my flask is empty, and so I follow the sounds, which is probably towards the mess or whatever it's called, or like whatever it would be, so to speak. And was en route there, I could definitely go like deep into the festivities.
Yeah. Now surrounding the main thoroughfare is thousands of people. They've all come out. They've kind of paused what they're doing, whether it's rioting or starving or just being grumpy in general.
Yeah.
Natalia has basically said, all right, we are going to open up rations a little bit only for the next couple hours. So have a little bit of a feast. You get a whole day's ration for lunch. Woo!
Wow. Yeah, I mean, that's a steal.
As you make your way closer to the parade itself, you're able to see over top most of the people, because those who are Voidborn or Void Sailors.
What does that mean?
Voidborn means they were born in space.
Oh, well, naturally. Okay.
And, of course, Void Sailors are, crew of the ship. Mm-hmm. They tend to be a little shorter or very skinny and really tall. You get like a weird mix of them. The taller ones tend to be the ones that were more taken care of, aka the richer ones aboard ships.
Right, of course.
At least on this ship. Every ship's different in different ways. But you're able to see over top most people because you're pretty tall. And you're able to see not that many tech priests, maybe half a dozen of them, marching on this main road that's in the middle of the ship. One is swinging a... Do you know what a Morningstar? It's the brass unguent's ball that's priests swing back.
Oh, that's on a Morningstar. That's called a Septerilium.
What? I've always thought it was a Morningstar.
No.
Well, today I learned. So one of them is spreading that. They are spreading sacred unguents.
Yeah.
And behind them are 6 figures. These aren't servitors that you can tell, but they are dressed in heavy silver-looking suits.
Aspergillium is what it's called, by the way. Sorry.
I have no idea. Yeah. I've literally always called it a Morningstar.
Yeah, it's okay.
My bad. But these 6 figures are dressed in what look like silver-lined armored suits. They do have faceplates, which are just matte black. You can't see into them.
Right.
On their backs are what look like coffins that are chained to them as they trudge along. This is how many ships in the Imperium are refueled. What refuels
is it? Like
it?
A consecration? Yeah.
Oh, it's much worse. So, because your character most likely won't see this.
Have I seen a refueling before?
You have.
Okay. Ugh.
This is a death march.
Right.
Because they are going into the core. Nobody really knows what is inside these caskets. It could be a very powerful psyker. It could be actual fuel. No one's quite sure, except for the AdMech, or the Adeptus Mechanicus.
Yeah.
And they believe that knowledge is power. So keep your knowledge secret.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
You may have actually seen as at one point in your life, because you've been aboard ships for quite a while now.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe your Inquisitor showed you a video about it. But this is a death march. They will march to the core, basically the core of the ship, with limbs falling off, whatever. As long as one of them gets there, that's all that matters. And they're not coming back. So, well, everyone around you is kind of celebrating. They're happy. Oh, good, the algae plant is going to kick back up into function. We'll have algae bars again, because tasty, nutritious.
Yeah.
It means that most likely the machine spirit of the ship will be pleased.
Okay.
All right. And these figures walk past you, and as they walk past, you get this wonderful smell of the sacred unguents as the tech priests go by, attempting to appease the spirit and ready it. The crowd begins to disperse as soon as everyone leaves. What does Gilda do?
I think I'm gonna. I'm kind of curious about the procession. You know, I know that a lot of people don't, but I kind of want to know what they. I think so. I think I'm going to actually go against the crowd here.
Okay.
And kind of follow them.
Oh, definitely. It's going to be very easy to follow them. Just they're going in a straight path. However, the crowd is going the opposite direction of you.
Okay.
There is definitely, while they are happy that the ship is going to be refueled, the core of the ship needs to be opened, and that exposes the warp. So this ship security is on edge at the moment.
Mhm.
But no one's going to stop you if you do try and go closer. Just make a athletics check. Just
Like
shoulder past
Getting
everyone.
through the crowd. Yeah, shoulder. Okay, yeah. That
Yeah,
makes
and
sense.
it's DC. We'll call it like 2.
Okay. 3.
Yeah, you make it.
Okay.
Yeah, you're able to nudge past everyone as you follow the procession. Of course, basically what amounts to cars on this ship, which are little 3-wheeled vehicles, start to take up the main thoroughfare as they go by.
Mhm.
Most of these are not privately owned, as your character would know. They're all basically meant for just, hey, I own a shop, taxi. Welcome to Uber 40K. But you continue to follow them. You get deeper and deeper into the bowels of the ship itself. The crowds here become less genteel. They are more ragged, more hungry, and not as good of people in general.
Yeah.
This is getting a little more dangerous for your character because you
Sure.
know you've had to go into this section of the ship
Right.
to specifically put out food riots to make sure there's no inter-gang wars happening.
It's the squiffly part of town. I get it.
Yeah.
And but no, like I want to know what drives the ship. Like I said, like I feel like the ship and I, former past as a soldier, now kind of making do. I want to know what drives the ship, in a way of kind of figuring out what drives myself.
All right.
So I want to know.
You
So I push on.
get closer and closer to the core of the ship. The festivities have completely ended as you get deeper within the ship. At one point, you did have to break off and take a elevator down like several hundred floors because the procession stopped and they got on a large industrial elevator, which slid them down slowly towards the engineering quarter of the ship.
Mhm.
You know that you're able to get there easily enough. This area is a little nicer, actually, because your character would flat out know, normal people don't go here often. This is Adeptus Mechanicus territory on the ship. The tech priests are the ones that run this. You come across, after you exit the
Yeah, they gotta
elevator,
be everywhere, right?
oh yeah, just a long hallway. There's multiple doors only on one side, but you can tell that up ahead, maybe a few, basically blocks at this point, a few blocks down are where you're going to find where the industrial elevator is going to land. Do you proceed?
I mean, yeah, I think about it, and this is the part where I'm like, I'm committed to this.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna go down.
Make a awareness check.
I'm sure. 4.
Perfect. As you come into a small clearing, what is clearly a administration room,
Mhm.
because even the Adeptus Mechanicus love their administration stuff. As you enter this room, you see several figures dressed in red cloaks. Some of them have their cowls down, exposing their heads. It's varied on what they look like. Some of them still have their human features. They still have hair. One turns to you, and you can see half their face. It's completely normal. And then they turn slightly closer, and the other half of their face has several tubes sticking out of it. Their eye has been replaced with what looks like just a laser pointer. and you just get this feeling. Because
Yeah.
clearly unnatural people.
Martians.
And you hear a quick rattle of machine gun fire. You can tell this is autogun fire heading towards you.
Well, I'm unarmed, so I'm going to probably try to like take cover somewhere. I don't know how. I imagine these sort of like corridors and hallways are like kind of like alleyways and stuff. So I imagine there's sort of like random drums and sort of like, you know, dumpster-y like containers and crates around. So like I would probably,
You duck for cover in this administration room of the Mechanicus. And there's a couple boxes off to the side. Supply boxes, whatever, someone's moving them here, they'll move them there in a little bit, then they'll move them back here in a little bit, and then they'll move them there in a little bit, and never ends. You don't feel any bullets flying past you, and the room itself, aside from that rattling noise, the noise, is the only noise that you hear, but everyone appears to have stopped. Every tech priest and acolyte has stopped and kind of are looking towards you. And you feel eyes on you.
So I'm not hidden?
Well, not hidden in the way of you just jumped for cover as soon as you heard something. It's a well-lit open room.
Got it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, then I'm going to stand up straight, proud, apologize to the cult of Mars, and say something to the effect of, well, apologies.
In the middle of the room,
was heading our way.
On a large platform is a Tech Magos. He's wearing an orange robe instead of a red robe. So he's one of the higher ups.
Yeah.
And he's holding a ream of this tan-looking paper. And you can tell now the machine gun noise is coming from up there. And he's pulling this paper as the printer is printing it, and he's reading the binary on it.
Sure. I know not to interrupt. I mean, I know not to interrupt that, right?
Oh, so. Of course not. But all of the tech priests tend to like go back to work basically, and they pay you no heed anymore.
Okay. Then
you're able to tell it wasn't a machine gun. It was a powder-induced typewriter. Because, fun fact, that's a thing that the mechanics actually use.
Oh, okay.
Which is stupid, and I love it. Gunpowder working typewriters.
Okay, then. Well,
it doesn't make sense, but I love it.
Knowing what I know now, then, I would probably straighten myself up, and Is it too late for me to find the procession? Is it too late for me to like see?
Oh no,
like,
you can
into
still
the ship?
go forward.
Okay.
They weren't too far in front of you to begin with. You would actually you beat them before they reached the area. The cargo lift itself it's not faster than an elevator because it's meant to slowly push down heavy cargo.
Sure. Okay.
All right.
Then I would rush to follow them, right?
Yeah, probably by the time you get back to the main thoroughfare, they are actually just leaving the cargo lift itself.
Yeah. Perfect.
One of the...
I'm right there tracking them.
There's actually a Skitari here, which is one of the soldiers of the Adeptus Mechanicus. They are machine men far more than you will ever be. Their legs have been replaced, their arms have been replaced. They still wear the red cowls of the Adeptus Mechanicus, but instead of the usual red eyes that you're used to, they peer out with what appear to be blue goggles. And they are basically involuntarily replaced with machine parts for being a good soldier. And one of them stands in your way, Reason?
I'm following the procession, making sure that they're safe. It's been,
That is my prerogative.
don't want to step on your metal toes there, but I've been escorting them for a while. I want to see the job done.
I did not want to step on your meat sack, but we will take it from here.
I feel like I mean I'm not gonna get in a fight with a Sakari. Yeah, over my
You punch him,
curiosity,
nothing happens.
right? But no, I am gonna look the guard up. Can I size up the guard here?
Yeah, he's actually about as tall as you.
Yeah.
He doesn't have his weapon out. It is slung across his back in a holster.
Yeah.
Clearly, they're not expecting any actual trouble.
No.
Unless you want to cause it.
I know. So I'm just looking them up, and I'm probably gonna. I'm thinking about intimidating him right now. Just kind of looking over, like, I think I could take you, kind of thing, right?
Okay, roll intimidate.
Yeah. So I'm just kind of thinking about what I would say, right? So I think it's something to the effect of,
Well, this sack of meat could take you any day.
kind of thing, right?
All right, roll intimidate.
Yeah. I want to see if he's like, I like to see you try, kind of thing, or he just kind of laughs it off and intimidate. 5.
You actually just hit it right on the nose. Yeah, so he doesn't shrink down from you. He kind of stands there for a few seconds, and you see him stiffen a bit, and then what sounds like hydraulic steam emerges from his mouth in a rhythmic it's and you can tell he's laughing at you.
Oh, that's what the. Yeah.
And it's like such an odd sound to you. Like,
Yeah.
it sounds like almost a steam engine just letting off some steam, just and then pause for a few seconds, and he just looks at you. You may accompany me, child. Your meat sack here may not. Oh. We'll inject you later. And yeah, he'd lead you along with the procession.
Okay, cool. Oh yeah, I want to see where this is going, and I'm gonna ask the they're called a Skitari, right?
Skitari, yes.
Skitari, like guitar, but Skitar.
Yes.
Okay, got it. Sorry. Okay, yeah.
Don't mean to pry there, but how much of that was willing?
For the Omnisci, everything.
Yeah. No, I served in. I got my own scars for the Emperor.
That is because your flesh is weak in scars. You can tell, no matter what, they're kind of racist towards fleshlings.
Sure. I know. I'm trying to make small talk with the guy. And it's clearly just super dismissive.
Yeah, every response he gives you is just like, oh, it's another person who hasn't accepted the strength of steel. They still like their flesh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, guys, be a computer. I'm a computer.
Stop all the downloads. No, I want to ask him. Like, I really want to ask him here. And I'm like,
What is about this Omnisci, and what is it about that drives you so hard to?
What is it that drives
what you
you
do.
for the Emperor? They are one and the same, are they not?
Yeah, of course. That's not what I meant. I meant, well, you give up your body. You know, it's hard to understand.
He pauses in his stride for a second before reaching out a hand towards you.
Yeah.
The bionic hand that he has is very rudimentary. Clearly not as impressive as the tech priest's hand that you saw before.
Sure.
And he grips your shoulder and says, "You have sacrificed for the Emperor. What is the difference? Would you not die for your Emperor? I would serve even in death for the Omnisci."
Damn. I don't have a comeback from that. You got me there. You got me there. You got me there good. Not gonna lie, Frank. I had him in the first half. That's awesome.
He laughed at you.
Yeah.
As this figure looks at you,
Mhm.
you feel a lurch in the ship itself. Something clearly isn't right immediately as you notice. Because the Skitari puts his hand to the side of his head and basically kind of pushes you aside and begins to stride back to where you guys ran from.
What's going on?
No time. Emergency.
Okay. Well, I have to follow him.
Yeah.
Right. I'll say something, about like the power of flesh. It's like, well, you're gonna need some muscle, kind of thing, right?
We have hydraulics.
I assure you. Yeah.
Fire muscle.
I assure you, the muscle is not required. Yeah. Yeah. I know. Yeah. Of course, it's something snippy. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. What do we see?
There's nothing in this area that you can see. However, all of the tech priests themselves appear to be putting away everything that they have worked on. And it's very mechanical, almost like they've let basically a program take over. You can guess that a program hasn't taken them over. They've just done this before, and they're just super mechanical about it. Someone lifts a box up, puts it over there. They're filling things completely Tetris style perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
And you can tell they are gearing up to leave, or at least to put their things in an area that is safe.
Okay. And that's unusual, right?
Very unusual.
Right. Okay. Then, yeah, I clearly I'm gonna have to ask him, like, where are you going? What's going on?
We are securing our technology as the ship is under attack.
Under attack?
As soon as you say that, on a Voxcaster on the wall, and a Voxcaster is basically a shipwide intercom or a radio, and you hear Captain Decan say, "All hands, man battle stations, and repel all boarders."
Oh no. Is there any like sound from that? Like, is there like a slow rumble and thunder of wog, or is there like
no wog?
Nothing. Okay.
You do hear in
the silence
background
of
the Voxcast itself the sound of her crew like talking very sternly. They are giving orders. Clearly, orders are being given out through the ship. And behind you, where you were walking with the Skitari, an explosion rocks close to the core.
Like a shell from a ship?
Or
is it like an internal explosion?
Internal explosion. I would have you roll for that, but you probably would have gotten it.
I mean, I'm not. That's just me.
If it was
I know Gildo wouldn't. I would. Yeah, I know Gildo wouldn't. Yeah, I know. I was like, cool. Well, I'm in space again. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Yeah. Okay. I have to like grab onto something, right?
Yeah.
As the ship rockets and bellows.
Yeah, the lights around
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
turn dim and red.
Right.
These are clearly the emergency lighting. Something just happened
Yeah.
near the core. Maybe not to the core directly because you are still alive. And you know well enough if an explosion happened in the core, the entire ship would be gone.
Right.
But something did happen and it has cut power. And then a few seconds later, the lights flicker back on dimly. They are flickering, blinking as everything goes by. You hear static over the Vox intercom. No sound. In the few seconds that the lights did go dim, many of the tech priests and the Mechanicus members have basically secured themselves. They are leaving. And where
Sure.
they're going, you're not quite sure.
Yeah. Well, then my first thought is that I need to report to duty and stuff, so which means I need to get my gear, right?
Yeah. You know your way to the elevator. You are basically where you started. It's the long hallway
The
you
long-
get towards the elevator.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
All right. I want you to make a athletics check if you are going to be sprinting the entire way. Or you're just going to be chugging.
No, I'm chugging.
All right. What'd you
Doing
get?
4.
Oh, yeah. You're good. I
Yeah.
was hoping you would get a complication.
I know.
All right. So you're able to make it to the elevator, no problem. You hit the button. Are you like me and hit the button multiple times or
Of course.
once?
No.
Elevator music in the
Multiple
background.
times. Multiple times. And what
Yeah,
happens?
so-
Yeah.
The elevator ride itself feels like it's taking longer than usual. It probably isn't, but it feels as though it's taking far longer than you would ever want. Finally, you get off at the floor where your habitation is. You're
Okay.
not near your hab unit or habitation unit, aka apartment. You're still a good few blocks away from it because you went towards the back of the ship.
Mhm.
Around you, you hear screaming, panicking, people looting, grabbing what they can from whatever shops were set up. What do you do as you move along?
Looting. Okay. Well, I can't do anything without my gun and stuff like that. Like, can I get to my? Would I be keeping all those effects personally? Or are they stored in like an armory? Or
They would be in your habitation unit.
okay. Well, then I have to get to my habitation unit, I guess, right?
Yeah, and you are in a air quotes guest or non-crew habitation unit. So every other non-crew member is in your area. I don't know if your character would be worried about this, but it's near the like shell of the ship.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, you don't have a porthole to view out of, but it sometimes feels like it's close enough to.
Okay. I know. Well, okay. So I can't ask anyone what's going on though, right?
You can if you want to. People are running
Yeah.
all
All right.
around you.
Well,
It's
then-
pandemonium at the moment.
Right. Okay then. Okay. So here's what happens then. Like, cut to I have changed. I'm like geared up, and I grab like a looter running by, like by the back of his shirt or something like that. And I don't want to like hurt him or anything like that. I'm like, yo, tell me what's going on.
Roll intimidation right off the bat.
Yeah. Sure.
What in the name of the Emperor is going on this ship?
If you want, you can shift that die
Yeah. For
to
good information. Yeah.
Yep. You want more information or good information?
Good information.
All right. So the person
What
that
should I
you
be on
end
the
up,
lookout for? Yeah. Yeah. What should I be on the lookout for?
the person that you're able to grab is they're not just a regular person. They are part of the crew. They're in crewman slacks. They
Okay.
would appear to be from one of the hangars, and their ashen face, part of their face is covered in blood. Their arm itself is limp as they hold it to their side. Wounds that you can't tell what the wound was made from, clearly on their arm. Sir, it was. We were greeting the dignitaries from the planet. It was. There were too many. They threw us out of the hangar bay. They began to set charges. At least 100. We weren't ready. They slaughtered us as we ran.
Point me to him.
So, you know, all I say is I put him down, right? I like load the gun.
He just
Point me
like
to him.
points behind
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
You know, where he's running away from.
Right. Cool. And then I have that like confident like march towards, you know, the confident march towards danger where I look at my gun, right? Like if this is like a first person shooter, right? Like you have that moment where like, you know, I grab the gun, I look at each side of it, I do like the cock of the thing. We check the laser, the auto rifle battery load, you know, make sure it's fully charged. Yeah, like that whole like then that powerful stride.
Yeah. And as you were striding forward, the ship itself feels to lurch under your feet as a far larger explosion erupts. You can't tell where. You're not close enough to see or even feel the residual effects of the explosion, but it shakes the ship itself to the core. And over the Voxcaster, the intercom that links the entire ship, where the captain makes her many daily announcements, you hear in a shaken yet confident voice, all non-crew personnel, report to your savior pods and abandon ship. Now, because you've been on this ship for quite a while, you know for a fact you are...
Am I considered essential?
No, you are non-crew. You're a traveler. But you can disobey this order if you choose, but then you'd have to re-roll a new character. But you know where your life pod is, or your savior pod, as it's called.
Well, I know. This is like, to tell you the truth, Frank, though, like this is like the perfect time for like, because I would love to like disobey this, but like have another character like force me into a pod. Could it be? Could it possibly be like, if you don't mind, and if it's fictionally appropriate, could like Maggie Psyker like be like, you need to leave kind of thing?
I wasn't actually going to say Maggie Psyker, but
or someone else then? Yeah,
somebody else.
Right.
Because you are in the non-crew specific quarter, you are surrounded by other people.
Because I'm a big dumb idiot. I would love to fight, but then someone has to like, someone convinces me to go. Right?
Yeah. Now, not too far in front of you is a Arbites officer in full combat gear, a pump shotgun on his back that has not been used. And he is directing people towards the savior pods, towards these life pods. And he sees you going towards the danger because that's where he's standing between people and that at the moment. And he just looks at you, he's like, no, you're Catachan, you're not crew. And he just like points at you and points away.
Let me fight. You know, that's what I'm good at.
Kind of, you know,
Come on, but let me get in front of them. Let me tear them up.
and yeah, they won't. Oh,
And he looks at you and says, there's no one to tear up. They tore themselves up. Go live, fight another day, survive.
oh, yeah. Yeah, I like look defeated, right?
Either that was going to handcuff you and drag you away.
I know, right? Yeah, no, it's like, ugh. So, you know, I mean, for what it's worth, it's like I like protest again. I'm like, you never give up, you know. I never gave up on Arcadia and that kind of stuff, right? And then yeah, but I have to give up.
He looks at you
No,
and says,
it's lost.
"Neither did I."
Oh shit! Yeah. Oh.
Do your duty and survive.
Yes, sir. Yeah, that's
Don't call me
awesome.
sir. I work for a living. And yeah,
Yeah.
he continues to direct people as people flee away. All right. So,
That's so good.
if you make do you make your way to the savior pod? I assume.
Yes. Yeah.
Now, many of the savior pods themselves are already taken up. However, you are the first to arrive at your designated one.
Okay.
There are 4 seats within, and an area for a pilot. And
Sure.
you take your seat in your savior pod.
Yeah. I am checking the door. Yeah, exactly, and then close. Yeah. Oh. Ah.
I'm full of cliffhangers. I'm gonna
Oh,
leave my
Frank.
That was
Look, I
so
like
good.
cliffhangers.
Why do you tease
That
me
was
with
so
someone I
good.
can talk to and then I can't? Why you do this to me? It's so good.
Because I saw the time. I was
I
going
know.
to text
No,
Maggie.
you were good. You were good on the time. I was trying to give you warnings whenever I was getting close.
Oh no! It's why I was like looking down for a second. Like, okay, I'm gonna text my. Oh no, she already said 5 minutes. Okay, good. I was like, hey, Maggie, don't worry. 10
Oh,
o'clock.
and sometimes
right?
you're not going to always make it perfectly on time. It's okay. We got to make the story work.
awesome.
Man, that's so good. I got to keep my player knowledge separate from my character knowledge.
Oh
there.
yes. Stop.
I know what's happening.
Meta gamer.
Oh man, that was so good. Thank you all for this lovely story and getting to know Gildo more. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Gildo met a lot of people today.
Yeah.
Dude,
I'm super excited.
Gil's a fucking badass.
Yeah, right?
Holy
Like-
crap. You like used a door. Oh my god, it was just nuts.
Yeah.
I love like the way that he like uses someone else's knife to stab themselves. Quit stabbing
guy.
yourself. It's great.
Oh,
And
you
the
should
witty
stop.
comments.
Just
Why he
wait.
stabbing himself? Why he stabbing himself?
I mean, no, wait until if I was an actual like space marine or something. It would be even worse.
Maybe someday. Maybe
Yeah.
you'll get adopted.
I'm not.
Aw.
I don't want the implants. I don't want the black.
You don't want
carapace.
it?
I don't
You
want,
sure
I
you
don't
sure you
want it.
don't?
No,
To be
we
fair.
have someone. No, that's
A
someone. else.
nickname for Catachans are baby space marines. Because-
Aw, baby space marines.
They're slightly smaller, but they're ripped and kill everything. Just like space marines.
Yeah. Aw. Okay. But yeah, this is freaking awesome. It was lovely getting to know Gildo. I'll just kind of let you guys all tell people where they can find you at. But before, I just want to know what your favorite moment was from tonight. And then you can say where people can find you at. So, of course, we have the spotlight, the man himself, Gildo, a.k.a. Eric Vulgaris. Thank you so much for joining us. Let us know what your favorite moment was from tonight. And, of course, where people can find you at.
Maggie, chat, Frank, this has been so awesome. I love this so much. Oh my god, this is so, yeah. This, like, as far as role-playing games go, I play a lot of role-playing games for those who don't know who I am, and this is my first time playing Wrath and Glory. I've read the rules a little bit, and I'm like, oh, I would love to like run this one day. And then Maggie just recruited me, and being like, hey, like, I'm putting together a Wrath and Glory game. It's like, I was like, yes, oh my god! I jumped at the opportunity. I love playing a guard. I love the idea of being a character who's like the best of humanity, but not like necessarily super special. I'm just like super strong, and just like, but you know, in a world of just demons and chaos and weird things, and just kind of get lost in it and being like, man, I'm just a soldier, kind of thing. So like, I love this sort of arc. I'm so excited to see how I interplay with everyone else of the crew. So it's gonna be so much fun. God, for those who, I'm sorry, I'm just so excited about the game. My favorite part had to be, stabbing someone else with my own knife, with their knife. I don't know. Also, I mean, I really like the door thing. I felt like I just had some really good action movie stuff today.
You did. I also loved the moment where like you're like being sassy with people, but then he like outstumps you and you're just like, all right, bro. Got me.
I'm not smart enough. I keep my brains in here, you know, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, where can people find you at? I know you do a lot of he does a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I do quite a lot of stuff. So you can find me, or just follow me on Twitter at Eric Fulgaris. You can see all the different games I play. Normally, I like to play a lot of the indie scenes and stuff like that. But these days, I'm playing a lot of D&D or like D&D adjacent kind of games. You can catch me on some other streams and stuff like that at this time. I don't want to bore you all with my schedules and stuff like that. Just hit me up on Twitter. If you're interested, you can see it there. I retweet all those types of things. But like, I'm really into like weird metal-y D&D. There's a thing called Ultraviolet Grasslands. Like that's, if I want to share one thing, that's that. It's imagine the artist Mobius doing like Marco Polo. So like this weird wasteland of like stoner doom metal, weird,
like Mad Max style.
Yeah, kind of like Mad Max,
apocalyptic
weird, stuff. Yeah, it's awesome with a lot of like weird like robot ray gunny, you know, laser sword stuff and like weird souls of stuff. I don't know. It's wild. It's awesome. It's a great time. So anyways,
awesome.
That's my slight plug for now. But seriously, this is so awesome. Thank you so much.
Yay! Yeah, it is really. And we did like a session, but with our characters before, and I think everyone just like the chemistry just worked really well. And I think once we actually get to do like more role play, which we tried not to do as much because we were trying to like learn the rules and make sure we know what we're doing before we, you know, grace you all with our presence instead of being like, what button do I hit? Where do I do this? Because that character sheet has a lot going on.
It's a different system.
And a huge, huge thank you to our lovely GM, Frank, who is just playing all of the other characters. I loved all the voices tonight. It was so good.
Especially my normal voice.
Tell us what your favorite moment was from tonight, and then, of course, where people can find you.
I have a lot of favorite moments from tonight. I did like when you dropped out of the air duct, like just a predator, just dropped on top of someone, stabbed them to death.
It was so good, like movie action scene. I loved it. I could see this in like a Rambo movie or something like that.
Although my favorite overall part was probably your reaction to the Inquisitor. I'm just gonna fall down.
Yeah, exactly.
The two gunfire shots, and then you're just like,
oh, okay, bye.
That was a good cliffhanger. It was so good. I'm glad I had gunshots. I don't have any explosions. I wish I had more explosions. I need more explosions in my repertoire here. But yeah. And where can people find you at, Frank?
People can find me at Control-Alt-Frank. I'm pretty much everything. Twitch, Twitter. Don't really do Facebook. Or Discord. As you all know, I am Maggie's community manager. I am tongue-tied today. And you can mostly find me on Discord. So if you ever need to make any suggestions or want to really talk to me about Unsung Fury, we do have a channel called #Unsung Fury in our Discord. And yes, it does have hashtag in it.
All the channels have hashtags in them.
Hashtag.
But yeah, thank you both so much for doing this. I know like 1v1 or one-on-one episodes are very interesting, and not everyone does them because they're kind of intense. But at the same time, I really love them because you get to know like you don't have all these other characters kind of like affecting what you're gonna do. It's kind of like this is what my character is gonna do, and you get to just take that journey. And the GM their job is just like, oh God, what are they going to say next? But you don't have to deal with 4 people or 5 people or whatever. You're just dealing with this one person. And I feel like it's a much more intimate scenario to be in, which I think is really cool. So I'm excited to see all of the other ones that we're going to do. Our next one, I'll give you a little hint, is going to be from Lobos Jr. So we're going to find out more about his character. And I'm so excited for that. It's going to be so good. And you get to learn what he's all about and all of that jazz. And then how he ends up with our group. So I guess that's kind of it. If you really enjoyed this and you're watching it on the YouTube channel, subscribe there, hit the bell so you don't miss it. This, if you're watching it on Twitch, we will have this up on YouTube at 8 a.m. Pacific, so if you want to go watch it over there, or if you're a subscriber, you'll get to watch it immediately right after if you're just tuning in now. And subscribing to the channel or donating to the channel on twitch.tv/MargaretCrone allows you to help support the cast. I am paying the entire cast out of my own pocket for now, but of course all of the subs and donations go towards that as well, so I really would appreciate that. But I hope that you all enjoy Warhammer 40K Wrath and Glory Unsung Fury Episode 1 GIUILDO'S prequel, and we'll see you next week, same time, same place, twitch.tv/MargaretCrone on Monday at 7 p.m. Pacific for the next episode of our prequel series. See ya.